to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
When property owners in Bismarck and Minot seek transformation, ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on! Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealership.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schwager, Cline, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schwager, Cline, and McBride.
Well, we are live from South Prairie High School. It's time for North Dakota 9-man football. Here this afternoon on the PSP Network, Nick Hulberg joined by Mr. Cory McIver on the call today. Cory, we are set and ready for 9-man playoffs here at South Prairie High School, where South Prairie, the Royals from South Prairie-Max, come in at 3-1 inside of Region 6, 5-3 overall on the year. They take on the Mavericks from MLS, 3-1 in Region 5, 5-3 overall in the season for them as well. We should be in store for what could be quite a ball game here today. Yeah,
I think it's going to be a good game. They played earlier in the year. South Prairie-Max was victorious. High scoring affair, 50-44, and actually South Prairie had to come back with the ball late in the game and scored the eventual game-winning touchdown. So it's going to be a good game. Heavily, that both teams kind of match up pretty well against each other. Offenses like to put up points on the board, but the defenses are pretty balanced. So it's going to be a good one here to start with.
Well, a little squib kick to start things off. Royals in their dark blues here today. It's MLS in the white uniforms. We're officially underway from South Prairie High School. And let me tell you right now, football fans, if there's any doubt on our dedication to trying to get a game on the air, you saw it firsthand today, Cory. I'm telling you, we're do apologize greatly to our good friends at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. The pregame show was cut right off the docket today. That's because we're working on getting this broadcast on the air for you, everybody. So thank you for bearing with us here today and hoping that we've got a good one. It could be South Prairie trying to advance on, first time ever with a home playoff matchup, but certainly quite an atmosphere here today just south of the Magic City. Ball's going to be kept by the quarterback on the first play of the day, and forward with the football's bowl. There's a gain on the play. It's going to bring up a second down situation here for the Royals.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot offensively for South Prairie-Max. They like to run a lot of that jet sweep, quarterback counter. They like to get Hayden Bowl and going with his legs. He's a hard runner. He's closing in on 1,000 yards rushing for the season. So, look to him to be heavily featured in the offense.
Bull from the gun's going to fire downfield, tosses it out. That pass in and out of the hands, incomplete there for Wenger. It brings up a 3rd down and 9 here for South Prairie.
Yeah, South Prairie's they're not afraid to air it out if they can. It's not really the forte of South Prairie. They like to kind of run the ball, but they do take advantage of some aerial attack when they can. So it's going to be a little mixture of pass and run.
Well, you see the 9-man playoff bracket right there as we enter week number 2 of the playoffs of the 9-man world, and certainly some big games that we've got our eyes on around the state. You can see on the bottom of the screen on the ND score feed ticker, there's plenty of action across the state here today. Bull rolls out right side. He's got hot pursuit on top of him. Bull trying to get rid of the football. He will. Tosses it way downfield to the 40-yard line. Is it caught and complete? It is a completion. Was he in play? He was. How about that pickup from Jackson Anderson?
Yeah, that's Hayden Bowles his go-to receiver. Jackson Anderson, 6'4", close to 200 pounds. He's a threat not only to stretch the field, but when South Prairie-Max when they get into the red zone and they need a quick score or something, don't be surprised if they just kind of throw it up and have their 6'4" receiver go get it. But he had some success with against against MLS last time. He had 133 yards receiving. So look to see him get involved early in the offense as well.
Two in the backfield, one on the left side this time here as it's going to be pitched off. It's converted, connected up over the 40 to the 45-yard line. Nice little pitch and catch. The run is there, and the yards are gained for Mitchell Bowl.
Yeah, that's a nice little 1-2 combination there. You got twin brothers, the twin brothers of the Bulls, quarterback Hayden pitching off to the running back Mitchell, and they're both hard-nosed runners. You're going to see probably if this is a first time watching. For those people first time watching South Prairie-Max Royals, you're going to see a lot of guys that like to just put their heads down and run the ball hard and just get 3 or 4 yards of crack, and they as soon just run you over than run by you. So see a mixture of Hayden Bowl, the quarterback, number 4, Mitchell Bowl, number 30, and number 22, Luke Anderson, who's in the backfield here now too. He's another good downhill runner for the Royals.
Two wide receivers on the right side this time. Quick hitter out, caught, complete there to Anderson. Cuts free. Anderson over the 50-yard line into Maverick territory. He's wrangled up on the play and taken down by Jaron Mattern. But a nice gain again at South Prairie with that second down situation. Moves the chains into Maverick territory that side of the football field.
It's a nice combination to have here. Those quick screens, those quick hitters that they like to throw. It's just an extended handoff for a running play, really. And you can get Jackson Anderson in space there with blockers in front. He's going to do a great job of kind of weaving around, trying to find the opening there. So a good start to the drive to the game for the Royals. The big thing now is, can they be consistent and punch this thing in the end zone?
Taken here by Bull off the snap, runs it forward right down Broadway. He's collected by a handful of Mavericks in on the stop and making the first tackle. Alexander Thompson comes up big. By the way, this game on the PSP Network is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Locations in Monett and Bismarck. It's a 15-minute drive-through oil change. You can't beat it at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They can typically perform an oil change in 15 minutes or less. I can speak for that and speak from experience. That's my choice for the quick oil change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Find them online, VIOC.com. South Prairie on the move. Opening drive of the ball game. PNC National Bank scoreboard doesn't have anybody on it yet. The run forward here for the Royals. The quarterback keeper is going to see a gain on the play. We should have just about a second, make it a third down, and about 3 coming here for South Prairie, who's now in MLS territory.
Yeah, good downhill run again by Bull there. Again, we're faking the jet sweep there, and really we're kind of taking a look at those linebackers from MLS. Are they going to fly out with the jet sweep, or are they going to stay home? Now that we've seen the 2 times that the Royals have ran that, Bull's been able to keep it. Those linebackers are probably going to recognize that again. They may want to stay home, and don't be surprised if he ends up giving it on that sweep to get around the corner.
Big thank you, by the way, to Dig It Up Backhoe Services, bringing you the ball game here today. Big thank you to Dig It Up, proud supporter of our mission of promoting local athletes on the PSP Network. There's a whistle on the play, and we will have a penalty coming here on the Royals. Yes, there's the white hat with the call.
Yeah, unfortunate there. I know that was one of the things Coach Wiesler and I were talking about during the week. One of the things that he was really kind of stressing was the mental mistakes. You got a nice sustained drive and you're moving the ball, and now you got yourself with the penalty pushing you back, making that third down try a little more challenging. But that's one thing I know he was kind of stressing to the guys the last couple of weeks in practice, is we have to try to find a way to kind of minimize those mental mistakes.
Wiesler at the helm of South Prairie. He's been around the block for many years inside of the area in his high school football coaching days. He calls a timeout here. We're going to take one with him. South Prairie MLS still scoreless to start things off here in 9-man round number 2 action on the PSP Network.
For those who dream big, Ackerman Estvold is here with the latest tools and innovations to design smart. Our team of architects and engineers carefully plan every step of construction, making it possible to build bold. And most importantly, we know how valuable it is to give back, ensuring our communities continue to thrive for generations to come. That's Ackerman-Estfold.
Today's high school football action and playoff coverage on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, be you. More than 96% of recent college grads are either employed or continuing their education at Minot State University. Find out more at Minot State. Well, South Prairie march back 5 yards on the most recent penalty on the play, brings up a 3rd down and 8 here for the Royals. Bull looking, firing into double coverage. That ball's picked off. MLS has it up to the 40-yard line, 45-50, turning back into South Prairie territory. The INT for Reed Morlock, and the 6-foot-tall junior comes up big for the Mavericks.
Yeah, I think you see the Mavericks kind of realize that Jackson Anderson is kind of the main receiver for the Royals, and so you're going to see a lot of double coverage there. Just a unfortunate, just underthrown ball there by Bowl, just not being able to kind of get enough air underneath it there. And great job by Reed Morlock, who's the Mavericks all around. He does everything. He returns kicks. He's plays in the secondary. He's split out wide here. So it's going to be a kind of a matchup. And turnovers, we all know when it comes to playoff time, turnovers are killers can be sometimes. So hopefully the Royals can bounce back here defensively.
Yeah, that Morlock name is one that is trouble for everybody else in the region. That ball's tossed out into Royal territory. It goes, and into the hands it falls of Bryce Johnson. The 6-foot-tall senior reels it in, and the Mavericks are now knocking on the doorstep.
Yeah, that's one thing that you, as an offense, you want to take advantage of when your defense creates a turnover for you. You kind of want to take that home run ball or that home run play and just take advantage. See what you can do, and for the Mavericks, they were able to capitalize off it. So really kind of back the Royals defensively here to a corner. So they got to make sure they get a good surge here and be cognizant and be mindful of where everybody's at.
ServPro Red Zone, 24/7 emergency service. Trained technicians and advanced technology at ServPro. On the run, Jaron Mattern, the senior, forward for about a yard on the play before he's hauled up to the ground. And this will bring up a 2nd down and 11. There was a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, it was a great job by Carl Beam, number 44, coming in at the linebacker position, being able to shoot the gap there and meeting Mattern in the backfield. And that's one thing, too. You really don't want to get Mattern going, too, because they've got a good Mavericks got a good two-headed weapon there with Morlock and Mattern, so they're going to rely heavily on those two guys.
Quick hitter, far side, complete. Inside the 10, inside the 5, down near the goal line. Grady Nett comes up with another 1st down here for the Mavericks, and it's going to be a 1st and goal as MLS is all of a sudden now knocking on the doorstep of the end zone.
Yeah, you look at the original when they played each other during the regular season. The quarterback for the Mavericks wasn't able to complete a pass, and here you see he's kind of got going early, and that's kind of built some confidence for him. So, with knocking on the door there, 1st and goal from the 1, it's going to be a heavy dose of the run here probably.
Drayson Johnson from the shotgun takes it, hands it off here, barreling towards the goal line. Oh, South Prairie might have made a stop as that was a run downhill. And a challenging one to stop at that from Alexander Thompson, but South Prairie's defensive core comes up big.
Yeah, that was big, and that has to do a lot to do with the guys up front. We've got you can see there number 72 Junior Nicholas and number 78 Gabe Juratsky, who's a freshman, and Dalen Rulin. That's a lot of beef there up front, and if they can get a good surge on the offensive line, you can meet guys in the backfield.
2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line, wide open, back of the end zone. Touchdown, MLS.
Yeah, that was a good play. We had a Bull kind of broke out there and recognized that the receiver was going to come back, and unfortunately for Gabe Spokley, number 10, the linebacker, he just got caught got his eyes in the backfield and was unable to see that guy kind of leak up behind him.
Bryce Johnson into the end zone, and Bryce Johnson has the 1st points of the ball game. Johnson on the pass from 1 yard out. Can they get the 2 extra points after? They cannot. The stop is made from the Royals. And the stop coming up there from number 7, Jackson Anderson. We've got ourselves a 6-0 ball game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. MLS takes the first lead of round number 2 of the 9-man playoffs, courtesy of the quick hitter to the back of the end zone for Drayson Johnson into the hands of Bryce Johnson. 6-0 Mavericks.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Well, Johnson to Johnson, and we've got ourselves a ball game again that sits at 6-0 in favor of MLS. 2-point conversion, no good. And MLS will kick off here to South Prairie on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Boy, Mother Nature really has played nice, hasn't she?
We have been fortunate throughout this entire football season that we really haven't had any bad weather days. So we've been lucky, and today is no exception either.
Ball's going to be kicked out of the 30-yard line. Royals will come back out on offense. Let's take another look at that bracket inside of 9-man football. Lemoore, Litchfield Marion at Hankinson at Lemoore, Litchfield Marion. Lytton HMB hosting South Border. North Border hosting Cavalier. New Rockford Cheyenne hosting North Prairie. Grant County Flasher and Central McLean on the air today. Todd Domries has the call of that one for you on the PSP network. West Hope, Newburgh, Glenburn, Alexander playing today. Griggs County in action as well. The other game taking place in our state here in the 9-man world. Ball's going to be handed off here, running to the outside. Jackson Alexander has open air. He's up near the 50-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds on the play by the Maverick defender, Reed Morlock. And South Prairie's got another first down.
Yeah, and there's a good example of, the first 2 times they ran that jet sweep, Bull was able to keep it and get some yards up the middle, and here they gave it to their all-purpose guy there, Jackson Anderson, and he was able to get around the edge. They did a great job, Royals did, of setting the edge there, allowing him to get around the corner, and Carl Beam, number 44, kind of leading the way for him. So a great opening play here for the Royals to kind of get themselves back some momentum that they lost with the turnover.
First down and 10, ball on the 47-yard line, fumbled snap, Bull back after it. He's just going to have to pounce on top of it. He does just that. And a loss on the play for the Royals is going to bring up a second down and long coming here from their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, one of the other things Coach Weisler talked to me about is knocking off that ring rust. They haven't played a game here now in 2 weeks, and he was kind of concerned a little bit with what this first quarter was going to look like, and we've kind of seen here with a couple penalties and the underthrown ball that led to an interception, and now the fumbled snap here. So they're kind of backing themselves in a corner here, but there's enough fight here. There's enough game here to get back to it.
Bull fired it across the middle, intended for Anderson. Guess who? Morlock was there on the coverage, incomplete.
Yeah, I think you're going to see when the Royals are on offense, you're going to see Morlock matched up with Anderson split out wide, and the same thing can be said when the Mavericks have the ball. Jackson Anderson is going to be following Morlock around, so that's going to be a fun little matchup to watch throughout the duration of the game. As which guy can get the advantage. But really now for the Royals, it's they've shown that they can move the ball, so they just have to be able to have some sustainable success here running the football.
Bull takes a deep shot. All open into the hands and out. Jackson Anderson had it. He was licking his chops at the 30-yard line, but he bumbled the football. This will bring up a long third down situation. It will become a fourth down situation now here for South Prairie.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I think knowing the guys as well as we do, I know That's a pass that Jackson Anderson would like to have back, and I know they'll probably talk about it when they get to the sideline. But again, this could be you could chalk this all up to jitters and nerves and whatever. But sooner or later, it's just a matter of just calming down and being able to play the game.
Bull's going to be back to punt with the option to pass, and he just punts this one away. Nice punt here all the way back down to Morlock at his own 30-yard line. Dashes out of bounds at the 40. And now MLS comes back out on the offense.
Well, now it's really big defensively here for the Royals. They have to make sure that they do a little better job of cleaning some things up here, trying not to allow the big plays. That's kind of what killed them that first drive that after the turnover. The big thing for the Royals here is just to get themselves settled here a little bit, maybe have some success first, second down, not allow a big play here a little bit. Keep the ball carriers under control and not let this thing kind of steamroll and snowball into something bigger than it needs to be. Looks like you have a timeout. Looks like the Mavericks may have called a timeout.
Timeout on the field. Cody Beck, Boyd Southam, head coaches of MLS, want to talk things over. We'll take a break as well. 6-0. Mavericks lead on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
6-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. MLS with the football again, their second offensive drive of the ball game. And it's going to be a handoff here to Jaron Mattern, the senior. Mattern dances forward for a gain of just about 4 on the play. Brings up a second down and 6 coming here. They didn't give him as much as I thought maybe they would. He gains 3 on the play. Nevertheless, 5:18 to tick down, first quarter. And MLS is on the move. Big drive here for both sides. 9-man's a wild game, and these are two teams that aren't afraid to put some points on the board. South Prairie averaging 35 points per game. MLS averaging 42. Both teams give up around 26. No points here. How about that defensive stop? Flying in off the edge and making the play. Tucker Lang shut the door in a hurry.
Yeah, that was a great job. Those, especially in 9-man, it seems like if you have a guys that quick enough on the outside, playing that outside linebacker like Tucker is, knowing his responsibility is making sure nobody gets outside him, and he did a great job of recognizing that jet sweep coming his way. Big thing there, set the edge, making sure, if nothing else, being able to turn him back into the middle. But a great job of recognizing that, and here now you're going to see Mohal kind of spread the field here a little bit.
That was Grady Nett's second carry of the year. Ball's going to be fumbled off the snap, picked up, and Mattern turning something from nothing into the situation here for the Mavericks. However, they're going to find themselves back at the original line of scrimmage or nearby at least, and it will bring up a 4th down and 9, let's call it, here for MLS in the late portion of the first quarter of football that's brought to you by our friends at the UPS store. Located on the South Broadway Marketplace Foods Plaza, it's the UPS store for all your packing and shipping needs. Mavericks to punt it away. Fumbled snap. Ball's trying to be recovered here. Back after it. Thompson was there, but so was the Royal defense. And again, they're coming up big. Tucker Lang in on that play as well.
Yeah, I think that's the spark I think that Royals defense needed. I was going to say that 3rd down play, MLS really caught a break by that fumble being able to be picked up by Mattern, but this was kind of maybe the spark that the Royals offense especially needed. They've shown they move the ball, but this is going to be a game where turnovers are going to be key. The team that can that can minimize the amount of turnovers is probably going to be successful, but both teams kind of showing some jitters early on.
Bull taking a shot, wide open, touchdown, South Prairie. Jackson Anderson hits pay dirt.
Yeah, that was a great job there by the Royals, kind of leaking him out. Coming across the field here and just being able to kind of lose everybody and everybody's so focused on the run, and Jackson just being able to kind of sneak out behind, and being able to lose a 6'4" kid that can like that is kind of a question mark. But a good answer there by South Prairie, and now that both teams kind of had, hopefully now both teams kind of have those jitters and those things kind of knocked off a little bit. We're back to square one here now again.
Jackson Anderson into the end zone with the touchdown. South Prairie going for two. They're not going to get it. That's because the door is slammed again by MLS. We got ourselves a ball game, folks. I wouldn't go anywhere just yet. Nothing like playoff time. Nothing like being wide open with your eyes peeled. Jackson Anderson into the end zone for 6 for South Prairie. 6-6 ball game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
9-man playoff coverage on the PSP Network, proudly brought to you by Dig It Up. Big thank you to Dig It Up for bringing you playoff coverage on the PSP Network, along with our friends at Prestwich Orthodontics. Prestwich Orthodontics specializes in braces and Invisalign for all ages. They offer 0% financing and free consultations online or in the office. Enjoy professional treatment in a fun, relaxed environment. It's Prestwich Orthodontics. Towering kick back to the Maverick 20. Fielded here, Morlock on the run. You talked about him being the utility man for MLS. He's certainly just that, and he's got the football up over the 35 to the 36-yard line, and MLS comes back out on the offense.
Yeah, when you have a weapon like Morlock where he can go back and he's going to return kicks, he's going to return punts, he plays offense, he plays defense. He's a problem, matchup problem for pretty much everybody. You look, he's got over almost 1,500 yards of total offense between rushing and receiving and returns, and so he's definitely one that the Royals defense is going to have to pay attention to.
Yeah, that's a dude right there, folks. On the keeper for the quarterback, forward for Drayson Johnson. He's taken down on the play. It's going to be a loss on the play of just about 3, and now we'll see a second down and 13. They're going to spot it, make it a second down and 12 coming here.
I like the play call there, getting Morlock in motion, then coming back on that option, and really kind of put some stress on the defense. And fortunately for the Royals, he kind of slipped when he looked to plant, but now it looked like we kind of subbed out some of the bigger defensive line to go a little quicker defense here for the Royals.
Quick hitter, far side, complete. Morlock's got it. Stutter step move over the 40-yard line, almost to the 45. There is a flag on the play after the tackle was made from Hayden Bowl.
Yeah, I think they might get Bowl with maybe a late hit. Looked like the guy was the receiver net was already down, and it looked like Bowl kind of just came down on top of him after he was made the catch and was tackled. So it looks like they're going to hit Bowl with a personal foul.
Good eye. This is going to be an automatic first down coming for MLS. And the extra yardage. And now the Mavericks are back in striking territory, as it seems, for a team, again, that has been good on the year. MLS, again, coming in at 3-1, representing region number 5. A 5-3 football team overall on the year. They rush up to the football here with the first down and 10 from the South Prairie 41-yard line. From the gun. Pitched off on the option play. Nice run up the far sideline. Jaron Mattern scampers his way forward near that first down pylon.
Yeah, that's one thing you're gonna see the Mavericks take advantage of is getting Mattern downhill in a hurry. If you can get a guy that size going downhill, it's going to be a problem for those smaller defensive backs that want to get up and try to make a tackle. So a great job with that option. There really wasn't anybody there when after he pitched it. So it's going to be something that the Royals are going to have to take in concern.
Well, here we go again. Ball's tossed downfield, open right near the goal line. It was in the hands and then out of Reeden Beck. Incomplete on the play, and the coverage of the secondary was good for South Prairie.
Yeah, that was a great being able for Caleb Wenger, number 12 there. He got beat right initially on the pass, but just a little too much air underneath it allowed Wenger, one of the quicker guys on the team, able to make up that ground, and just a great job of sticking the arm out there at the last minute to poke that thing away.
Brings up a 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 35-yard line. MLS with 3 receivers over on the left side. They stack it on the left side from the left hash. Waiting, now firing. Across the middle, intended there for 37. Thompson incomplete on the play, and the coverage out in the flat again was good. Caleb Wenger again comes up big.
Yeah, that's a great job. We've talked about how Jackson Anderson's going to be matched up with Morlock, but those other receivers are going to have to step up for the Mavericks, which also means then the other defenders for the Royals, the South Prairie-Max, are going to have to step up as well. So great back-to-back pass breakups by Wenger, and now it looks like they're going to be going for it on 4th down. So big 4th down stand here for the Royals.
Flag on the play. False start coming here on MLS. Corey, in all my years of broadcasting, I've set up in some pretty unique places. I have to tell you, partner, we're in a classroom on the 2nd level of South Prairie High School here today. This is your classroom.
Yep.
Off to our left over here, there's windows that are connected to a wireless camera. That audio coming from a wireless audio unit. And we're calling the game with an HDMI feed off of an 80-inch TV in front of us. I can't tell you. The effort to get this game on the air was there. We do have some of our bells and whistles missing today, however, with the scoring system that didn't quite link up the way we planned on it, or the secondary cameras, but my goodness, we're here and glad to be here. We got a good ball game, 6-6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Yeah, and that was while we were talking there, that was a good 4th down stand there by the Royals. Great job by Hayden Bowl coming up and making the tackle there on Mattern. But yeah, we were here I was here early getting some work done at school, and you came out about noon, and we were setting up, and yeah, we've been excited to host this playoff game as a school, and we're really excited to have PSP here to broadcast. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, we can't thank each and every one of faculty members here at South Prairie for welcoming us. How about this run? Cutting free up over the 1st down marker. Then some. How about the yards after the tackle here? As cutting free, finding some open air is the quarterback on the keeper, Hayden Bowl, and boy, he danced his way all the way into MLS territory.
Yeah, he, like I said before the game, we talked before as we were setting up before the game, and make mention early, Hayden Bowl is a hard-nosed runner. I mean, he's not going to go down. He's going to fight for every yard, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because you do have the tendency of maybe potentially coughing the thing up when you're fighting for extra yards, but he's going to be one that is not going to go down on 1 or 2 tackles. It's going to be a gang effort by the Mavericks, and luckily for the Royals, they got a bunch of guys that like to run that way too.
Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, 52. Hankins at 13 at the half, by the way. Courtesy of North Dakota score feed on the bottom of your screen. On the run for the Royals that time was Luke Anderson. He's gobbled up near the line of scrimmage, and the stop was made from Reed Morlock.
Yeah, that was Luke Anderson is another hard runner. He looks like he's kind of slow getting up, limping a little bit, but he's a tough kid. He's been one throughout the as a junior. I think from he's the 3 years he's been playing varsity football. I think he's played about all over the place. Last year when we were 11-man, he was actually one of our offensive linemen. So I think when converting, moving to 9-man this year and moving him to the backfield, talking to him early on during the year, he just talks. And when you talk about, when I ask him about running the football, he just has this huge smile on his face because he just absolutely enjoys running the ball and running over people. But he's a tough kid. He's going to be off the sideline, but he's not going to be there very long.
Bull hands it off, cutting forward, finding some space. Big time run coming here. Mitchell Bull finally taken down near the 20-yard line. The stop was made from Jared Mattern, but the Royals on the run from Bull as South Prairie knocking on the ServPro red zone entrance. ServPro with 24/7 emergency service with trained technicians and advanced technology. And Bulls dinged up on that play, needing some assistance back over to the sideline.
Yeah, you looked at the end there when he got tackled. He got spun around, and his head hit directly right onto the turf. So he's he's a little woozy getting up here. Took his helmet off right away. That's kind of it's good that he was able to get up and get off on his own, but I'd be awfully surprised if he probably comes back into this game as hard as his head hit the ground.
Yeah, scary situation. Not an easy sport. It's not soft by any means. Grant County Flasher leading Central McLean 14-6, by the way. A game on the PSP Network. Todd Domries has the call from Elgin, North Dakota today. Bowl off the snap, finds a seam up the middle. Gang tackle there for the Mavericks, but into the ServPro red zone. Go the South Prairie Royals, and Bowl again on the rush. You talked about him earlier on today. 83 rush attempts for 925 yards, averaging 11 yards per rush. 15 touchdowns on the ground for him on the year. Not bad. Well, see that lift coming down. Somebody must need to get off of there and get one of those hot dogs at the concession stand. 6-6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. South Prairie and MLS are through quarter number 1.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
.6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Both teams had a touchdown in the first quarter of play. South Prairie on the doorstep now. On the run from the pitch and catch there with some good yardage was number 22, Luke Anderson. And he's well into the ServPro red zone. ServPro 24/7 emergency service with trained technicians and advanced technology at ServPro.
Yeah, talked before the game when we were setting up, and even now earlier in the game, how the first time they played it was kind of an offensive juggernaut, and this actually now has the makings of kind of being the same thing. Both teams are kind of really doing a great job of moving up and down the field. Both teams had some mistakes early, and the thing here is which team can capitalize on the mistakes. And now, unfortunately for South Prairie, it looks like we had a holding penalty that's going to back them up here a little bit. Update from Velva, Drake, Adamus, Garrison, 56, Southern McLean, nothing. Then in the second quarter of football. Think the Aggies are for real? I think so. I think we've played them. We were in that region for many years, or for a long time, and they are a legit ball club. Across the middle, that pass is out incomplete into the hands of Wenger. And on the stop there for MLS was big number 72, Lawson Kirsten. I think that was just a good play call. You're not getting, just with having as far back as you were on second down, you just want to get some yards and get a decent chunk of it back, and it's still 3rd and 9. But it's a much more manageable third down play here. It looks like we got some blood here on one of the South Prairie Royals players. That's Dalen Rulin, number 65, the starting center. So now we got a new center coming in fresh. That's going to be a little interesting here that Coach Wiesler didn't take a timeout to kind of keep Dalen back in the game, but we've got a new center here with Junior Nicholas kind of shifting down in the center. Bull from the gun, 3rd down and 9, high snap, look out all the way back to the 40-yard line. Falling on top of the football for South Prairie was Wenger, but they're going to be marched all the way back here after the high snap takes them back to their own to the MLS 39. Yeah, I think that's one thing you worry about when when you lose a guy like Rulin, your starting center has to come out, and you can see he's kind of running back in here now. But the unfortunate thing is you shift the guy down that hasn't really probably snapped the football a lot. Maybe in practice you see that quite a bit, but in a game type situation, especially a playoff game when you got defense coming at you, you do have a tendency of snapping that thing high. So you got the starting center back. Looks like we're going to take a shot at 4th and long.
Bull back to pass, rushed out of the pocket, takes a big shot, but he fires downfield all the way down to the goal line. Incomplete. Jackson Anderson there, but the coverage was there from MLS as well. And a nice defensive stop for the Mavericks.
Yeah, that's a great job by Morlock, kind of keeping stride for stride with Jackson. And I know there's a lot of people probably wondering, hey, what's the, pass interference? There didn't really seem to be a whole lot of contact there. And in high school rules, if there's no contact, you can put the hands up and kind of face guard a little bit. So great call by, a good no call there. Let the players kind of dictate how the game's going to go there. And, maybe, you look back at that, maybe, Bull, if you just a little bit more air underneath it, let Jackson kind of come underneath. But good stand there by the Mavericks.
Handoff, big rush up the middle, up over the 45-yard line on the carry for the Mavericks. Was number 37, and the gain on the play for Alexander Thompson, a big one.
Yeah, that's a load there too. Number 37, Thompson, 6'2", 210. That's a big boy running downhill. So that both squads have some guys that have some runners that like to kind of go downhill. And if you get a guy that size going, untouched and going into the secondary, that's going to be a problem for the Royals to kind of maintain that.
These two teams played at the start of the year back on the 30th of August to open up the season. South Prairie-Max won by 6, 50-44. A little stronger defensively today in this ball game. That ball is going to be tossed up. Flag on the play after it went up into the hands of number 11, Grady Nett, but the coverage in the secondary a bit too aggressive for South Prairie. This is going to be a penalty that's going to march MLS down the field.
Yeah, I think unfortunately you're going to get the Royals get called for a pass interference penalty, which is probably not going to sit well with some fans that are wondering, why it wasn't the other way on our with the Royals' 4th down play. But unfortunately, when you lose track of receivers and then you have to hurry and scramble back, you kind of you'll kind of start to reach back and try to grab and hold and push. But the unfortunate thing that is we got hit with that. But again, defense just has to do a little. We make a couple mental mistakes here. The big thing here is let that erase from your minds and be ready to play in the next play.
Wide receivers on each side, 2 in the backfield. Fake the handoff one way, they go the other, and while the carry here for the Mavericks was big number 37. That's Alexander Thompson, the sophomore. Another nice gain on the play for MLS, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down, and let's call it 4 to go here.
It was a good counter play by the Mavericks, kind of getting going one way and the other, and able to have that pulling lineman kind of be able to kind of sneak up in the gap there and just get behind him. Good play call there by the Mavericks.
2 wide receivers on the left side, 1 in the backfield. Back to pass. Johnson firing across the middle. It's up, but incomplete. Intended there to Reed Morlock, but the coverage again in the secondary good as Gabriel Spokley comes up big for South Prairie.
Yeah, Gabe Spokley back there as well as Jackson Anderson following around. So great job of recognizing who the main receiver is, where we want to go. But, doing a little better job here by the Royals, getting a decent pass rush, get your hands up in the air, cause some, those defensive linemen causing some disruptions in the passing lane. But big thing is get a good pass rush here and force the quarterback for the Mavericks to kind of make a quicker decision.
3rd down situation here for MLS. 1 in motion. They're going to hand off right up Broadway here for Jaron Mattern. And Mattern ends up on the ground. So does the football. Does South Prairie come away with the ball here? Or is this ball going to be marked dead?
I think they're going to give the Royals the football. I think it got stripped out of Mattern's hands. I think big number 72, Junior Nicholas, was able to kind of, as he was wrapping him up, able to kind of strip that thing out and take it with him. So a big momentum swing there by the Royals to be able to kind of turn over the Mavericks, and now it's just a matter of can the Royals capitalize on the mistake.
The ebbs and flows of a game like football, especially in the playoffs, where emotions are running high, like you just said, can they capitalize? 1st down and 10 in their own territory. Ball on their own 32-yard line. The rush over to the far side. Oh, nothing there as tackled and swarmed up was Luke Anderson.
Yeah, again, Luke Anderson's going to be another hard-nosed runner. Big thing for these offensive linemen, these guys blocking, they have to be able to sustain their blocks. They're not, the running backs and the runners for both teams really are not going to be able to really capitalize on anything if we don't get the good blocking up front, the good sustaining blocking up front. So both teams are really going to have to be a little bit more physical down the stretch here into this, going into halftime and then into the second half.
Ball's going to be fumbled. It's on the ground. Who's going to come away with it? Uh-oh, this is going to be a scrub. Do the Mavericks get the ball back? This is a big call coming here. Looks like Bull may have ended up back on top of the football, but crashing in on top of him was Caden Breckus. South Prairie retains possession.
Yeah, I think they were pretty lucky to get that thing back. It looked like there was going to be it almost looked like Bull was going to hand that thing off to Jackson Anderson on the jet sweep, and it just kind of got knocked out of his hand. But a great job by Bull to kind of recognize that, and he almost kind of looked like he was going to try to pick that thing up and run. But then I think as he realized as he was reaching down to pick it up, it looked like he was going to just kind of fall on it there a little bit, and it did kind of squirt out away from him. But he was lucky enough to kind of reach out at the last second and kind of tuck that thing in.
Bull, little bubble screen, if you will. Flag on the play is down. The stop was made. As crashing in to shut the door in a quick hurry for MLS was number 20, Bryce Johnson.
Now, this is a good play call by the Royals, but I think, the nice thing would have been if Luke Anderson, after catching the ball, if he would have just kind of turned a little bit and just allowed number 99, Tucker Lang, to kind of come and set up that first initial block. But unfortunately for the Royals, it looks like they're going to get called for a penalty and push him back even farther. Or, Mohal could just say, just go ahead and decline the penalty and force a fourth down and force a punt, which either way they're going to get some good field position anyway.
Penalty is declined. You called it. Brings up a fourth down and 22, which is a country mile out here just south of the Magic City. About 12 miles straight south. Is that how far it is? 12 miles out here, South Prairie?
Yep.
Beautiful day for football. Good crowd on hand as well. South Prairie, first time ever hosting a playoff game. The rivalry within this part of the state, the regions have all shifted around so much in high school basketball in the Class A and B worlds, the way that's all split up. But the old Region 6, if you will, Bull's going to kick this one forward to just about the 50-yard line. Falling on top of it there is number 16, or 18, excuse me, Reed Morlock making the play. Well, we'll see if we can continue with those updates from the games in the region. Killdeer and DLB 22-22, and that's with a minute left in the second quarter. That's a big game today as the Cowboys and Lakers go toe-to-toe. Is there a favorite in your mind in 9-man? Is there a clear cut in the 9-man world?
I've been really impressed with, just in our area, I don't think you can put anything past West Hope. I think they're a team that has a lot of weapons and that can hurt you in a lot of different ways. But they're going to be a team that's definitely going to fight for that to get back to that championship game.
Speaking of weapons, Alexander Thompson up over the 40-yard line, down to the 38, and MLS has another fresh set of downs in South Prairie territory here with 6 minutes on the dot right now to play here in the second quarter, or the first half, if you will. Wide receivers on each side. 2 in the backfield from the gun. Johnson works here. Middle of the football field. Ball's going to be handed off again. Cutting free. Big run forward on the play is Mattern. And Mattern is wrapped up there, but only after the gain as Lane Corgo comes in and shuts the door.
Yeah, that's back-to-back long runs by the Mavericks, and that's just showing that those guys up front for the Mavericks are getting bodies, getting hat on hat, and then you got the fullback that's kicking out the linebacker, and then there's really nobody there, for the Royals to step up until the guys from the secondary have to make the tackle. So the Royals are going to have to do something a little different to kind of figure that out.
Well, there's a stop at the line, just as you mentioned. Hit on the play. Schneekloth comes in and slams the door on the front line. He had some help there from Carl Beam as well.
Yeah, I think you got Carl Beam and then the number 65, Dalen Rulin there, just kind of being able to step in and close down those gaps. But as far as the defensive front there for the Royals, they've got to make sure they get their hands up on the offensive linemen, shed those blocks, and not allow those guys to get up into the linebackers and the defensive backs to get a block. So those big guys up front have to do a little better job of cleaning that up.
Back to pass. Johnson taking a shot downfield. Into the hands. Is it complete? Morlock reels it in. Touchdown, MLS.
Yeah, that was a great play there. Morlock did a great job. Jackson Anderson's going step for step, stride for stride. He does turn back and take a look. Does kind of the same thing that Morlock does as far as kind of face guarding, and just the only difference really is that Morlock was able to come down with it, and it kind of looks to be that that Anderson kind of got dinged up there almost. It looks like at the end he was kind of laying there on the ground. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but the unfortunate thing is that the Royals kind of had the same opportunity there with Bowl to Jackson, and they weren't able to convert on that, and now Mohal was able to do that. So big strikes, kind of big plays for Mohal in this series was kind of the key for him.
2-point conversion on its way here for the Mavericks. Quick hitter near side, into the hands, and good to the end zone. Count the 2 points for Grady Net. Well, we've got a ball game that sits at 14-6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. That's because Johnson found Morlock from 30 yards out, and the Mavericks have taken the lead.
We changed our name, but we haven't changed the DNA of who we are. We still offer the best product at the best price with the same people. For over 25 years, we've been your only choice for tires in the local area, providing all major brands under one roof at a fair price for your family's budget. Plus that excellent service after the sale with free rotations, free alignment check, free flat repairs with our exclusive Plus plan. That tradition continues today. Looking for tires you can trust? Choose us. Trusted Tire and Auto.
Teeter-totter affair here at South Prairie. The score is now 14-6 MLS on top of South Prairie. Scores on the BNC National Bank scoreboard brought to you by BNC National Bank. Locations in North Dakota and Arizona. Find them online, bnc.bank. Well, Morlock the target. Onside kick coming here. Does MLS get it back? No, it's going to end up in the hands of South Prairie, and falling on it, Luke Anderson was there. The bullets for the Mavericks came. They almost executed it perfectly. That would have been a big swing of momentum after the 6 that they just scored that ended up being 8 with the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that would have been a huge break for Mohal. They've got all the momentum here, and then to kind of sneak that onside kick, and if they were able to recover that and potentially even go down and put some points on the board, that would have really kind of been damaging for the Royals. So they're fortunate enough to that Luke Anderson was able to kind of get on that thing. But now the big thing is here, you got 4.5 minutes, you got a couple timeouts, keep a sustained drive going here. You're going to be able to get points on the board.
South Prairie rushes the football again, a gain of just about 4 on the play. As carrying the football for the Royals was Luke Anderson. Swarm of Mavericks in on the tackle. This ball game on the PSP Network is brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Heating and Air. No other choice to seal your heating and air game than Northern Plains Heating and Air. Find them online, northern-plains.com. They are the factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. Big thank you to Northern Plains Heating and Air and our friends at Dig It Up. They bring you playoff coverage here on the PSP Network. South Prairie works with a 2nd down and 7 here on the run. Bull on the keeper, got near that first down marker. He's going to be just a bit short as he got up to the 45-yard line before he was swarmed up. This will bring up a 3rd down and just about 1 coming here for South Prairie in MLS territory.
Yeah, this is a big third down play for both teams, really, because the Royals are the last thing the Royals want to do is give this ball back to Mohal with time to do anything here in the second half. The Royals, and as far as the Mavericks, if they can shut them down here, they get the ball back and plenty of opportunity to do some stuff.
Well, they do just that. On the carry, Luke Anderson barrels his way forward. Last line of defense there was Austin Lakefield, but a first down is coming down for South Prairie.
That was a good hard run there by Luke Anderson. Like I said, he's a downhill runner. He'd as soon run you over than run by you. So he's going to get his head down, get past that initial line of scrimmage, and then get his head up and kind of try to see where he can shift and maneuver. But good drive here by the Royals.
Saw that live look in, brought to you by our friends at Planet Pizza. Off to the races, into the end zone, touchdown, Luke Anderson. Gets 6 for South Prairie.
Yeah, that was a great job by Luke Anderson, again running hard, but even a better testament those guys up front being able to get hat on hat and get on a guy and Luke Anderson. I don't know if that's a lot time I saw Luke Anderson be able to just run through a hole and not get any contact whatsoever, just run scot-free. So that was a great answer, great possession, a great answer score for the Royals after giving up a long touchdown pass, but. Seeing if they can get the 2-point conversion here to tie this thing back up.
Well, South Prairie goes for 2 here as Bull runs out to the left side. The option play, and the ball ends up on the ground. It's a dead ball, so we sit at 14-12. MLS has the lead. They scored first. South Prairie scored next. MLS scored to retake the lead about 2 minutes ago, and South Prairie is back within 2. 14-12 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. We've got ourselves a barn burner brewing south of the Magic City in IBAD, round 2.
Great news. If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
Today's ball game on the PSP Network proudly brought to you by our friends at Dig It Up, bringing you playoff coverage of MLS at South Prairie-Max here today. We also want to thank our friends at Shields of Minot and Bismarck. They have every sporting good underneath the sun, fishing, fashion, footwear, you name it. Shields, proud to bring you North Dakota High School Athletics on the PSP Network. Find them online as well, shields.com. Bold booted away with under 3 to play first half. Short kick drops down at the 30, and it's going to be fielded there by Austin Lakefield, the 6'1 senior. And MLS goes to work here on the offense here with a 2-point lead and 2:50 to play in this first half. If you're the Mavericks right now, Corey, 6 more points here could be crucial in this ball game.
Well, I was just going to say, with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left and a couple timeouts, the way the Mavericks have been able to move the ball down the field, that they've got plenty of time here to put some points on the board here before halftime, and so it's really crucial here for the Royals to kind of have a good stand here defensively and potentially try to get the ball back and maybe get some points on the board themselves.
Morlock's the motion man. They fake it to him. Johnson on the keeper, rolling out on the right side. Oh, he's got plenty of space. Pitches it on back into the hand here of Thompson, and Thompson's down to the 25-yard line. Big time play for the Mavericks, marching all the way down to the other side of the field.
Yeah, you're going to see that whole side of the defense there just kind of collapse, and there really was no edge contained person there. It looked like you have a new player in there, number 78, Gabe Swarovski, that is taking the place of somebody. He just kind of got caught down in the wash, and then of course, unfortunately for the Royals, there was nobody there, and the quarterback was able to just kind of run 40 yards himself and then pitch it off for the extra gain.
First down and 10 from the South Prairie 30-yard line. Big run up the middle. Seam opens up here for Jaron Matter, and he's down to the 5. Well inside the ServPro red zone. And MLS is knocking on the doorstep again.
Again, you know, even talking about comparing from the last possession, that's back-to-back big plays there for the Mavericks to be able to get themselves in the red zone and really wasted little to no time doing it. So the Royals are going to have to figure out something here defensively to kind of shore this up a little bit and try to keep the Mavericks out of the end zone.
Morlock on the right side, another receiver over on the left, two in the backfield. With a 14-12 lead and 2:05 to play here in the first half. They run it up the middle. Some yards on the play for Thompson, but the stop is made from South Prairie's defensive core. And Caden Tallman was the one that's going to get credit with that tackle, along with number 65, Dalen Ruland.
Yeah, you got Dalen Ruland, 65, Caden Tallman, 55, and Carl Beam, 44. They're going to be the ones that are going to have to kind of the three guys that are going to have to do a good job here of at least limiting the amount of yards that these running backs get right away. So they're going to have to do a good job here of making sure that they fill those gaps.
90 seconds left in the first half. Johnson from the gun. Looking to fire across the middle. Tried to go to Morlock. Coverage in the secondary was there. The stop was made from Hayden Bull.
Yeah, I think you're going to see now. I was going to make the comment that last offensive series and now this defensive series, Jackson Anderson isn't on the field. I don't know if he got dinged up to the point where he's not going to be able to get back in. But so now you're just going to stick if you're the Royals, you're going to stick one of your better defenders in Bowl on Morlock out there. But unfortunately for that, you're giving up a kind of a height advantage a little bit. But Hayden Bull's going to step up to the challenge here. He's going to make it difficult there. But don't be surprised if Mohawk maybe kind of tries to go back and try to expose that a little bit more.
Working from the gun again, Johnson puts Morlock into motion. Johnson pitches it off again over to the right side, and nowhere to go there on that play for Thompson, because the big men for South Prairie were on the defensive core making the stop, and Nicholas comes in and gets credit with the tackle on that play.
Yeah, that was a good pursuit there by those guys up front. And Hayden Bull, with Morlock going in motion, Hayden Bull came down and kind of sat on that outside linebacker spot. And when they ran that option, Tucker Lang did a great job of kind of just slow playing that, kind of forcing the quarterback into decision what he wants to do. And once he made that pitch off to the running back, Hayden Bull did a great job of coming up and filling. And so that was a good gang tackle. Big fourth down stand here for the Royals. Keep them out of the end zone, at least get the ball back and save yourself. Give yourself an opportunity here with only 30-some seconds left. It's going to be awfully tough, but it's going to be a big fourth down stand for both teams.
4th and 7 from the ServPro red zone. Timeout on the field. Timeout brought to you by First International Bank and Trust. Find them online, FIBT.com.
Slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice, oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice, oh yeah.
Order for Danny? Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
$14-12, MLS on top. Touchdowns from Johnson and Morlock. Both pass plays from Johnson to get into the end zone. South Prairie has a touchdown from Anderson at 3:30 of the first. They had one in the second to 40-yard run from Anderson as well. And this is maybe the biggest play of the ball game to date right now at 14-12 and 33 seconds left in the first half. With time, fired across. Incomplete. Coverage was there as Lane Corgo comes up and slams the door.
Yeah, that was a big. That's a big fourth down set. Oh man, there's a flag on the play.
Well, this is a big call.
He's coming over to talk to Coach Weisler, so it might be on Mohal that they're having a decision there. Yeah. You had Carl Beam kind of go over and take a look at Coach Weisler. Really, hey, what do we want to do? Well, with a failed fourth down conversion, you're going to get the ball back. You want to go ahead and decline that penalty. But I was just going to say here before I found out about the penalty, that was a big fourth down stand by the Royals. I think if you saw Mohal being able to punch that in and get some points, that was going to even right before halftime, and you still have a whole half of football to play. That was going to be a huge momentum swing. So great job by the Royals to keep them out. And now the thing here now is just run off the clock here and get to halftime.
Run up the middle here for South Prairie. Gang tackle again coming there from MLS as the ball was forward on the play from Luke Anderson. Brings up a second down. 10 seconds is all that remains. The play clock wearing thin. This should just about do it for our first half of football. Magic Towing brings you the halftime report. We'll have the highlights, the stat recap, a look at that bracket inside of 9-man. And more coming up in the Magic Towing halftime report. At the break, it's a nail-biter. 2-point lead, MLS, 14-12 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
We changed our name, but we haven't changed the DNA of who we are. We still offer the best product at the best price with the same people. For over 25 years, we've been your only choice for tires in the local area, providing all major brands under one roof at a fair price for your family's budget. Plus that excellent service after the sale with free rotations, free alignment check, free flat repairs with our exclusive Plus plan. That tradition continues today. Looking for tires you can trust? Choose us. Trusted Tire and Auto.
When it's time to choose your team, you want to pick the best.
I pick Carson Wentz. I pick Hunter Lipke.
Where'd you come from? I was in football, just like you.
Always choose people you know and trust for your team, like your community bankers at First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
Well, we've got ourselves a ball game at South Prairie here this afternoon. Mohal-Lansford-Sherwood 14, South Prairie-Max 12. It's our Magic Towing halftime report. Magic Towing, you blow it, we tow it. Put this number in your phone now, 701-509-4011. That's 509-4011. Put that number in your phone now. You'll be glad that you did. Magic Towing will give you $50 off when you mention PSP Network. Some of the highlights from the first half of football. It's been back and forth. There's been some defensive stops. There's been some big offensive plays as well. This has been quite a nail-biter. It's Nick Hulberg, Cory McIver on the call. Cory, your overall thoughts of this ball game second half really should be something special. Hey?
I think we are probably in store, but I think both ball clubs, both fan bases are going to be in store for a good second half. There were some, the first half is probably, we're seeing a couple big plays here by Mohal by the Mavericks here on the screen. I think that's what you're going to see a lot more of. At least in the first half, it was a series of big plays. Luke Anderson with a long touchdown run. You had a couple long runs there for the Mavericks, and capped off here by the touchdown pass here to Morlock. So the first half was a lot of chunk plays, big plays. Now the key for both coaching staffs here in halftime is try to get their defenses cleaned up here a little bit and tightened up here a little bit. So, there's probably still going to be some opportunities for us to take some advantage on some big plays. So I'm gonna look at which team defensively here in the second half is going to be able to have more stops than the other team. I think that the team that can do that, team that can maybe capitalize with causing a turnover here and there, I think that's the team that's going to come out victorious here by the end of the game. So both offenses can show they can move the football. It's going to be which defense is going to be able to stop and make a stop when they really need it. And the Royals, give them credit. The Royals did a really great job right before halftime there to have a big fourth down stand when Mohal when MLS had moved the ball within striking distance of putting some points on the board. So great job by the Royals there defensively to step up when they needed to. Now the question is, can they do it for two more quarters and get their offense going and be able to put some points on the board?
Anything in that first half that you saw that was a major topic of concern for either team?
I think the run game by Mohal was really giving fits to the Royals. I think they were just getting chunks of yardage off just simple dive plays, and that was just a matter of those offensive linemen just being able to get really good blocks. So I think really if the Mavericks can continue to do that in the second half, they're going to be really successful. They don't even have to put any more points on the board. The big thing is they're getting big yards, and they're running the clock's running, and they're being able to move the football. So the Royals defensively are going to have to find a way to eliminate those big plays on the ground. And then are they going to be able to cover those receivers when they're drop back to pass? Because, the Mavericks scheme is we're going to run the ball, and oh, by the way, we've got a guy like Morlock out there that we kind of key on, but they've been able to throw the football to some other defenders. So I think the Royals defense in the second half is going to have to really kind of prove that they're legit and they can stop the Mavericks when they have a chance. And I think the fact that they were able to stop them right before halftime, that's going to be a shot in the arm with their coaching staff, with Coach Wiesler, and say, hey, we've shown we can do it, but we have to make sure that we can do it again in the second half when it counts.
Taking a look at the 9-man playoff bracket, winner of this game has to travel to Lemoore, Litchfield-Marion, to take on the Lobos. They have some time left in that matchup. However, Lemoore's up big over Hankinson right now. Linton HMB and South Border. Winner will play North Border or Cavalier. That's the top of the bracket. New Rockford-Cheyenne taking on North Prairie. Grant County Flasher and Central McLean in action here today. West Hope Newburgh-Glenburn hosting Alexander. Griggs-Makota taking on Wymer-Lidgerwood. Stay up to date with us on the PSP Network across the board as we continue to bring you the coverage of playoff football week-to-week basis. It's all up to the North Dakota High School Activities Association on what games we get and when and where we get to go. However, we're happy to bring you what we can on the PSP Network. Without sponsors like Dig It Up, we wouldn't be able to be here today. Big thank you to Dig It Up for bringing you today's coverage of 9-man playoff round 2 action on the PSP Network. Let's put a cap on the Magic Towing halftime report. Magic Towing, you blow it, we tow it. 509-4011. Put that number in your phone now. You'll be glad that you did. It's Magic Towing. Kickoff to the second half comes up next. Mavericks are up by 2.
Property owners in Bismarck and Minot seek transformation. ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling. It's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back. We elevate every space.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealership.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Nine-man round number 2 playoff coverage on the PSP Network, proudly brought to you by our friends at Dig It Up Backhoe. Along with Northern Plains Heating and Air, no other choice to seal your heating and air game than Northern Plains Heating and Air. Shields brings you this action as well. Shields of Minot and Bismarck. Find them online, shields.com. Every sporting good underneath the sun, you name it, they've got it. And Minot State University, where more than 96% of recent college grads are either employed or continuing their education at Minot State University. If you haven't already done so, make sure to hit that like and follow button on all of our social media platforms. Make sure to hit subscribe on YouTube as well. We just surpassed 10,000 subscribers on the PSP Network's YouTube platform, and We can't thank each and every one of you enough. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to help us in our mission of promoting local athletes on the PSP Network. MLS is in white, South Prairie's in blue. If you're just joining us, it was a ball game from the start here tonight that we knew was going to be a good one, as it was a 6-point score differential when South Prairie beat MLS back on the 30th of August, 50-44 the score there. Much different structure here. Do you find this one maybe breaking open here in the second half?
You know, I really don't. I don't think so. I think I think it's going to be kind of, they're going to trade back and forth scores and stuff. So I think the defenses are going to kind of maybe dictate how this thing is going to go. I don't think we're going to see an outburst of points here in the second half. But I think they're going to trade points back and forth. And I think the team that not only scores to take the lead, but then is able defensively to stop the other team, I think is going to have the advantage there in the second half. So a great job here defensively by the Royals on the first down play, keeping MLS, second long and keep them kind of behind the sticks a little bit is going to help them here in this first series on the offensive end.
Two in the backfield, two wide receivers. Johnson back to pass, had time, fired downfield. He's got Morlock complete inside the 30, past the 25. Morlock finally pushed out of bounds by Jackson Anderson. But Morlock from Johnson, that 1-2 punch combo has been big all year long, and certainly today they're shining bright to the state playoffs.
Yeah, I think that, again, that's just another big chunk play. It almost kind of looked like it was a kind of a stutter and go, and Morlock just kind of buzzed his feet a little bit. Got Jackson to kind of lean a little bit too much to the forward, and he was able to kind of sneak out behind him, and then Anderson had to kind of play catch up the rest of the way. But again, a big play, much like the Mavericks had in the first half, and so now it's just a matter: can the Royals defensively, can they find a way to shut them down and keep them out of the end zone?
Scoring recap brought to you by our friends at DriveRyan.com. Browse our massive inventory online. DriveRyan.com. We'll give you that recap after the next play here as MLS works from the 23-yard line. It's a handoff up the middle, finding a seam, and a first down. Or sorry, not a first down, but a trip into the ServPro red zone at least was number 37 on the carry. That's Alexander Thompson. Here's that stat recap for you. The scoring rewind. MLS scored at 6:38 remaining in the first quarter. 1-yard pass, Johnson to Johnson. 2-point conversion was no good, 6-0 Mavericks. Then we were tied at 6 on a 19-yard pass. Bull found Anderson. Then MLS took the lead back. Johnson to Morlock for 30 yards through the air, made it 14-6. Then a 40-yard run for Anderson for South Prairie. Got the Royals back within 2. That's where we stand right now at 14-12 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Rough outing today, by the way, for Southern McLean at number 2, Velva Drake Adamus Garrison in 11-1A football. It's 65-0 Aggies on top. That game's on the PSP Network today with Owen Patterson and Bryce Gutnick on the call. This one's a little closer here, just south of Monett instead of heading east down Highway 52 today. Johnson on the quarterback keeper. Needed just a few yards. He had the sneak forward. Needed 3 for a first down. Where do they spot him on the 3rd and 3?
I think he ended up getting 5. Needed 3, got 5. But that was a great job there, just getting under center, realizing that there was a gap. There was one of the A gaps there was open, and just a matter of the center just kind of closing off the one and just kind of getting behind the offensive line and just getting a surge. So. Great job picking up the first down there by the Mavericks. Going to continue to move down the field here. Again, the Royals got to find a way to get a stop here. The clock's running. Under 10 minutes here already in third quarter.
Handoff. Thompson, bust free, spun to his left. Sorry, that's Mattern rather into the end zone. Touchdown, Mavericks.
Yeah, that was just probably a matter of time for Mattern to do something like that. He's been kind of pounding the rock into the middle there and getting 3 or 4 yards chunks there. You can see there was a missed tackle. Looked like Tucker Lang had a chance to get him in the backfield and kind of slipped out of that. And then Lang was kind of hit by had some friendly fire there and was hit by a teammate, and that allowed Mattern to kind of break free there. And once he got in the secondary, it was just a matter of when he was going to get in the end zone. So good opening series here in the second half for the Mavericks.
Well, they look for the 2-point conversion coming here. They spin it out, Morlock trying to fight for yardage to get down to the goal line. Not going to get there, but the points are still registered. 20-6 on the BNC, 20-12, excuse me, on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Mohal-Lansford-Sherwood on top.
Here we go, where they get it into Doppler up the near side. 3, 2 seconds, 1 second. Doppler rises, right wing, 3, bingo! Oh! Anthony Doppler wins it at the buzzer! Oh! Are you kidding me? He turns, he fires, and he buries it!
(20-12) on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Nick Hulberg, Cory McIver on the call here today from South Prairie. MLS is going to get the ball back off the kickoff. Oh, what a play that was for the Mavericks.
Yeah, that was a good surprise onside kick there by the Mavericks, and kind of took a nice timely hop there off the hard ground of the football field there, and kind of unfortunately for the guy, the Royals player trying to recover, it kind of bounced right off the top of his hands and off his helmet, and Mohal was able to, or MLS was able to kind of recover that, and that was kind of the thing that I talked about before second half. It's, is this big play now with the defense for the Royals? Are they going to be able to kind of shut this thing down, or are the Mavericks really going to take control of this game here?
Well, the run forward here for the Mavericks will help their cause. That's Alexander Thompson. He's up over the 40-yard line. And MLS with 6 more here could be quite a dagger at this point in the ballgame.
Yeah, I really think I kind of agree with that. It's going to be awfully hard. It's been kind of back and forth, and South Prairie's been able to have an answer for everything that the Mavericks have been able to do, but this is kind of one of those costly mistakes that you can either kind of let really affect you, or if you can step up here and get a stop and get the ball back, then no harm, no foul.
From the gun, Johnson working here. Football's on the ground. Who's going to come away with it? South Prairie's got the football.
Well, they give it and they take it away here with the turnovers. That both teams have kind of had some mistakes here where they've cost some pretty good drives here. It kind of just almost looked like Mattern really didn't expect to get that handoff when Johnson put the ball down in the breadbasket there, and luckily for South Prairie, they were right there to pick it up, and so they were able to kind of that mistake of the onside kick really didn't come back to hurt them. So great job there. We're able to recover the fumble here, and so now it's really crucial now that South Prairie put a good drive together here with this possession and come away with some points. And it's still a 1-score game, so there's still plenty of time to get something done. But if they really want to make sure that they do something good here, they've got to have a good sustained drive.
Bull hands it off on the run to the outside. Wanger, he's going to be wrangled up on the play. Crashing in and making the stop there for MLS was number 21. Is that Duchesne possibly that had the stop?
Yeah, it looked like a great job there by the defense of the Mavericks. That jet sweep, they just kind of stayed home, and it really didn't allow Wanger to kind of bounce that thing out. And then even when he did try to stop and kind of cut in, they were able to kind of cut in underneath it and cut him down. So move the Royals behind the sticks here, really kind of force a lengthy second down.
Brings up a second down and 12. On the run, this will help the cause. Forward it goes for Luke Anderson. And Anderson up almost to the 45-yard line before he's wrangled up and hauled down on the play.
Yeah, that was a good hard run there by Luke Anderson. You know, 2nd and 12. You don't really think you're gonna get it all back on one, but he was a few yards away from picking up a first down on a 2nd and 12. And he's a hard-nosed kid, a downhill runner. You know, they're going to be able to kind of really do a lot of good things here with Bowl and Anderson, and now even some other runners as well.
Bowl fakes it, keeps it. He's off to the races. To the 20, 15, 10, 5. Bowl into the end zone. Touchdown, South Prairie.
You know, this is, I maybe I want to amend my last statement about not getting to a 50-44 game, because, if this is any indication, neither offense is really spending a whole lot of time with the football, because both teams are capitalizing on some big plays. And again, Hayden Bowl is just, he's running the ball well, and he's almost taking it upon himself here as a senior. He's making sure that this, if he has anything to say about it, it's not the last football game he plays in his career.
Well, he had the Jets on without a doubt. Another look at it on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Ball was on the 43-yard line, and Bowl takes it all the way to the house. Big time play. Here's the 2-point conversion for South Prairie. To the left, to the right, nowhere to go. Wrapped up on the play, and that time was Wenger. And with 7:01 left in the third quarter of play, we've got ourselves a ball game, folks. South Prairie, their quarterback, Bowl, from his own 43-yard line, took it to the house.
Hi, Carson.
What's up, guys?
What you doing?
Just helping out with the local food drive, looking for some more donations. What are you guys up to?
We're helping too. Look what we collected.
Well done, that's the spirit.
That's because we're building character.
You guys are characters, all right.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Giving back to the community is one of the guiding principles at First Western Bank.
First Western, you can bank on us.
20-18 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Bowl has surpassed 1,000 yards here in his high school career with a 53-yard scamper into the end zone, bringing South Prairie-Max back within 2. It's quite an accomplishment for the young man.
Well, I mean, you take a look. There's been a lot of firsts for this football team this year. Winning a region title and having success with individual success with guys running and catching and passing the ball. So, good testament there by these guys of just being dedicated and really wanting to improve and be the best version of South Prairie Royal football they can.
Morlock had the run back up to just about the 49. That's where they spot him. And Mohal-Lansford-Sherwood comes back out on the offense. By the way, this game is brought to you by Planet Pizza, serving the Magic City for over 25 years. Try their lunch buffet Monday through Friday from 11 to 2. They do deliver as well, 701-852-1700. And of course, they've got the largest laser tag playground in the region at Planet Pizza. Under 7 to play, third quarter. Flag on the play. Tossed out. Intercepted. On his horse to the other end of the field. Wenger takes it down. Will this play come back with the flag on the play, or will South Prairie take the lead?
We'll wait and see what the flag is, but I tell you what, if this flag is against Mohal, this could very well be the play. If South Prairie-Max ends up winning the ball game, we can look back at probably this pick six as being the turning point. But everybody's kind of standing around here, and of course the referee's getting together, so we'll kind of see what happens. It looks like the defense is kind of staying on the field here, so unfortunately it might go against South Prairie, but they're coming over to talk Coach Wiesler here. We'll find out.
Well, you can just about hear a pin drop here. South Prairie sideline comes alive. Royals have taken the lead.
That's it. That's again. That was probably the break that South Prairie that the Royals needed to get over the hump here, and that was a huge pick six coming off a long touchdown run by Bowl. this is so this was kind of a game of momentum and a game of swings, and there's still plenty of time left in this ball game, but if you're gonna, like I said, if you're gonna look back at a key point, and if the Royals end up holding on and winning this game, this pick six is gonna be the reason people look back and say South Prairie-Max was victorious.
What a giant play that was. Pick six. 2-point conversion is good as well. 6:41 left in the third quarter. South Prairie has taken a 26-20 lead. And for the first time in the ballgame, South Prairie-Max is on top in the second round of the playoffs.
Here we go, where they get it into Doppler up the near side. 3, 2 second, 1 second. Doppler rises, right wing, 3, bingo! Oh! Anthony Doppler wins it at the buzzer! Oh! Are you kidding me? He turns, he fires, and he buries it!
Well, the teeter-totter affair was at 14-12 at the half. Mavericks, it's now 26-20 Royals. Nick Hulberg, Cory McIver on the call here today from South Prairie, just south of the Magic City here in Minot, North Dakota, south of Minot. Well, partner, we've had ourselves a ball game. Far from over, though, with 6:41 left here in this third quarter.
Yeah, I was saying during the break, there's still plenty of time to in this ball game, and so there's really no panic here for MLS. Unfortunately, they're gonna, as much as there's probably going to be a decent return there, just kind of losing his footing in there on the turf and being able to slip, that kind of helped out South Prairie a little bit. But yeah, there's still plenty of time left in this ball game for Mohal to do some things, because they've shown they can move the ball up and down the field. But that was a big defensive turning point there for the Royals, and kind of got their momentum kind of back in their favor. So now the question is, can South Prairie do it again? Force a 4-and-out, or maybe even getting another turnover. But the last thing they really want to do is give Mohal, let Mohal kind of march down the field, and then have a go-ahead touchdown of their own. So it's going to be key here for the Royals defense, to kind of stiffen up here and get a 4-and-out.
Quad receivers on the field. They fake the pitch. They hand it off. Forward it comes now for Jaron Mattern. And Mattern finally wrangled down to the ground after he got some serious yards on the play, up over the 30-yard line to just about 35. Nice run for Mattern.
Yeah, that was a good first down run. Again, that's they've been getting large chunk plays, and that's one thing that I talked about at halftime as kind of a key for the Royals defense, is find a way to eliminate or at least minimize those large running plays that they've just been getting gouged with the Mavericks. So they've got to do a better job of cleaning that up a little bit. But Mattern, he's just going to be downhill, and he's going to run you over, and you're going to have to be able to wrap him up and take him down.
Southwest corner of the state, Planet Pizza live look in. You see that Central McLean and Grant County Flasher are tied at 14. This one's a nail-biter as well. South Prairie-Max leads Mohal-Lansford-Sherwood 26-6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
Well, I misspoke on the way to the break. I said 26-6. 26-20 is the real score on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Certainly doesn't feel like 26-6 either right now. You can almost feel a pin drop out there, even though the volume of the fans starting to come alive again as a spread offense formation here for MLS has them set up on their own 34-yard line with 6 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Bomb downfield. Morlock's got it. Completed pass again. And Morlock continues to be impressive here for the Mavericks.
You know, the one frustrating thing I'd like to think for the coaching staff for the Royals is you know where Mohal or where the Mavericks are going to want to go. They're going to want to go to Morlock when they go in the air. And we're just, and the Royals are just a half a step or a step too late on it, especially on that, that wheel route almost, you kind of almost have to expect that it's coming to his way. So you got to do, Royals have to do a little better job of recognizing that and take advantage of it.
Well, Morlock is such an animal, one of the better players inside of the area. No doubt about that. There's Beam on a big stop on the run play up the middle from Sharon Mattern.
Yeah, I think that's what you need to expect out of these the Royals defense on that first down play. The great job. It's a loss of 2 yards there. Push them back behind the sticks a little bit. Don't give them success on a first down play. Force them to use the field and not rely so much on a big play here and there. But they've just got to do a little better job of being a little bit more consistent on. Now we had a big play there for some loss of yards. Now they just got to do it again and be more consistent.
Flag on the play before the ball is snapped on the second down and 12. It's going to be on MLS, I do believe here, Corey. It is. False start.
Yep, going to keep moving them back a little bit, which is good for the defense. Now you can, anticipate it's going to probably be, obviously, a passing play and trying to find number 18. So, if you're a Royals defense, know where Morlock is. Anticipate maybe even a screen pass here. You haven't really seen that from the Mavericks, but get your quicker defenders out there. Kind of looks like they took some of the bigger guys out, and it looks like they've got a two-man front there with Beam and Lang there on the outside, and they've got a bunch of defensive backs there. And so we're just going to play some coverage here and just have a two-man rush.
Johnson firing, completed. Out into the flat, into the hands there of Alexander Thompson. And Thompson's near the first down, near the original line of scrimmage, I should say, as he gets up to just about the 36-yard line. I'm sorry, he gets up to the 44-yard line, excuse me.
That was a great job by Mavericks being able to get a big chunk of that back on that, make this third down a little bit more manageable. Now, if you're South Prairie, now is really the time that they need to kind of step up and get a stop and force them into decision. Do we want to punt or do we want to go for it on 4th and 9? But you got to make sure you get a good stop here defensively.
Well, it's loud out there right now as working from the gun is Johnson. Falls back to pass, had pressure. Fired forward, complete. Guess who? Morlock. And Morlock's got a big gain on the play. On the 3rd down and 9 situation, crossed over the 30-yard line. First down, Mavericks.
Yeah, that was a big 3rd down play there by the Mavericks, and they were able to pick up that first down and just kind of a little too much of a space between the defensive back and the receiver there. So good job by the Mavericks being able to convert that 3rd down. But again, Royals defense got to stiffen up here a little bit, force them to kind of use a little bit more of the clock if they're going to be doing something.
Quad receivers again for Johnson. Takes a deep shot, broken coverage, into the hands, touchdown, Reed Morlock, Mavericks.
Yeah, I think Lane Corgle, the defensive back there for the Royals, got kind of caught back looking in the backfield because it's just a simple double move really is all it was, and Lane Corgle just got kind of caught flat-footed, and Morlock was able to run right by him. So kind of an unfortunate there for the defense there for the Royals. They had opportunities to get off the field and just couldn't get it done. But hey, this has just been how the game has gone. There's really no lead is really safe, and it is going to shape up to be whoever scores last and can get a stop defensively is probably going to win this ball game. But this is a big 2-point conversion here, possibly give the Mavericks a lead.
Johnson rolling right side, across the middle, complete. 2-point conversion is good. Is falling with the football, Alexander Thompson.
Yeah, it looks like he was just able to kind of sneak out in the pass, and kind of as everybody was kind of rolling out to the one side, he was able to just kind of sneak back into the middle, and Johnson was able to recognize that and kind of stop and be able to put that thing on him. But again, here's a great catch, and a great pass and catch here by the Mavericks to set up that go-ahead touchdown.
Morlock's got another one. Mavericks have the lead back. We've got a ball game. MLS by 2.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore. Huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with the hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here.
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
3:46 left here in the third quarter. Are you entertained or are you entertained? And IBAD round number 2 playoff football here today at South Prairie. Another onside kick opportunity. It's going to come into the hands here of the Royals. This time the bullets were there for the Mavericks, but so was number 29 for the Royals, and Landon Jensen falls on top of it.
Yeah, I think Landon, he was the one that wasn't able to corral that last onside kick that they were able to recover. So good job by him by recognizing that again and just being able just to fall on it here now. And so Royals offense has shown that they can move the ball. We've saw it in the first half. We've seen it now here throughout the third quarter. They have to be able to continue the momentum they have here, being able to move the football.
2 in the backfield. There was a motion man. They hand off. Run on the play. Stopped in a quick hurry there as Jaron Mattern came up and slammed the door on Luke Anderson.
Yeah, great job by Mattern stepping up and filling that. We saw that with the Royals defense on the last series that the Mavericks had the ball. They were able to kind of that first down play, be able to have some lose some yards there and force the Mavericks to play from behind the 6. The Mavericks kind of returned the favor here for the Royals, and now the Royals face a kind of a 2nd and 10. Being able to here now just kind of get some yards here and get a manageable 3rd down.
43-yard line. Bull, keeper. Oh, he's going to bust free again. Bull's up to the 30-yard line, down to the 25. And how about Bull? He has been good on the day with an exclamation point.
Yeah, I tell you what, it almost seems like if the Royals need a big play offensively, Hayden Bull's going to be in the eye of the storm when that's concerned. So that's something that the Mavericks defense is going to have to at least key on here going into the end of this third quarter, into the fourth. Is, hey, if the Royals are going to come back on us and potentially take a lead, win this game, it's going to be on the legs of Hayden Bull, and so they've got to have to do a better job here, kind of cleaning that up a little bit. But great job by the Royals of running some misdirection and getting him open.
Bull fakes it, same play, right down Broadway, into the ServPro red zone. Goes Hayden Bull, the quarterback for South Prairie.
Yeah, I'm watching that last play, and I'm watching Jackson Anderson here running that jet motion, and he's really kind of favoring that one shoulder. So he's almost out there, almost seems like a decoy, just to keep the defense thinking that he has an opportunity to get it. But it's going to be a steady dose here of Hayden Bull going in on this drive and into the fourth quarter as well. He's going to be the one that's going to put these guys on his back, and it's going to carry this Royals team to hopefully potentially a victory in this ball game.
Dig it up, Backo brings you the ball game today. We can't thank them enough. Bull fires. Corner of the end zone. Nobody there for South Prairie. Jack Sanderson was the one that was the intended target. He wanted a pass interference. He doesn't get the call on the play.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate there. That was a good first down play. I think the Royals have run the ball enough here. Now they've established the fact that they can move the football. Good play action there. Kind of froze the Mavericks a little bit, and almost seemed like the Royals kind of had two guys in the same spot there on that route. You had Jackson deep and Tucker Lang underneath, and kind of too close together, and wisely kind of threw it out of bounds.
Low snap, handed off. Mavericks are going to make the stop here. Alexander Thompson came up with the stop on the rush play from Luke Anderson.
Yeah, Luke Anderson just slamming up there into the line of scrimmage, trying to get as many yards as he can. Make it a 3rd and 8 here, and as much as last possession there by the Mavericks when they were sitting with a 3rd and 9 and the Royals were on defense and needed a stop. This is a big crucial 3rd down here for the Royals. They've not saying they got to pick up all 8 yards to get a first down, because we're definitely 2-down territory, but they've got to get themselves some positive yards here to make it a manageable 4th down.
Bull on the run, cutting free near the goal line. He was tripped up by Morlock.
Yeah, Morlock did a great job of saving that, making a touchdown saving tackle, at least for the time being. But again, we're going to dial up our senior quarterback, and he's going to lead us down the field. And he was a shoestring away from giving the Royals a lead here. So don't be surprised with 1st and goal here at the 3 that there's going to be a steady dose of Hayden Bull or maybe even Luke Anderson in the backfield too. One of those two guys is going to be getting this ball here to try to get a score here for the Royals.
Under a minute to play, 3rd quarter. Right down, Broadway. Touchdown, Luke Anderson, South Prairie-Max.
Yeah, that was a good statement drive by the Royals. They give up a couple big plays by the Mavericks on that last series where Mavericks had the go-ahead touchdown, and the Royals just simply marched down the field just like they have been doing all game, and it's been on the legs of Hayden Bull and Luke Anderson are the two guys that are going to carry this along the way. And again, not to sound like a broken record or anything, but 2-point conversions have been at a premium here in this game, and so if the Royals can get themselves a 2-point here, that kind of helps a little bit.
Bull looks to get it for him. Right down Broadway again. The sea parted. 34-28. South Prairie-Max has retaken the lead. Boy, it's a dogfight. I wouldn't go anywhere just yet. The quarterback hands it off to Anderson, and Luke Anderson's in again.
For those who dream big, Ackerman Estvold is here with the latest tools and innovations to design smart. Our team of architects and engineers carefully plan every step of construction, making it possible to build bold. And most importantly, we know how valuable it is to give back, ensuring our communities continue to thrive for generations to come. That's Ackerman Estvold.
Well, what a ball game we've got here today on the PSP Network. 34-28. South Prairie-Max has retaken the lead. Nick Hulberg, Cory McIver on the call here today. Well, is it what you expected, partner?
Well, absolutely. I think, that after watching the first round playoff game with MLS and Tioga, that was kind of a low-scoring affair, but this is every indication of being a shootout like it was during the regular season. So it's just a matter of, again, whichever team's got the ball at the end and has an opportunity to score to win the game is probably going to have the advantage. So again, defense, one of the defenses is going to have to step up here a little bit and make a stop. South Prairie has shown that they can do that a couple times with a stop there in the first half going into halftime, and then the pick six by Caleb Wanger to kind of give them a shot in the arm. But Mohal, they're in no panic mode whatsoever. They've got their heavy runner in the backfield. They've got Morlock split out wide, so they've got their weapons there too. So there's going to be it's going to be a chess match from here on out.
Right up the middle on the run was Jaron Mattern. He's going to be wrangled up on the play. Beam and company in to make the stop. Landon Jensen was there as well for the Royals.
Yeah, again, you're gonna get a steady dose of that run game, and And the Royals are going to have to make sure that they do a good job of wrapping up and making tackles and making contact. And now you got second and 8 here, Morlock in the slot. So don't be surprised if Johnson looks his way.
14 seconds to tick down, third quarter. Flag on the play. False start on the offense. That's going to march him back 5.
Yeah, that's a great job there. Heavily in the favor of the Royals, and so it's going to be one of those things now where again Mavericks are behind the sticks, second and long. The last thing you really want to do if you're the Royals defense is allow them to get a big chunk of this yardage back right off this second down. Eliminate that here a little bit, and and you have to have in the back of your mind, you got Morlock split out wide there. That's probably going to be the key word they're going to look at here coming in off the quarter break going into the fourth quarter.
24 minutes is all that remains. 12 minutes is all that remains. 24 in each half. We're down to the final 12. South Prairie leads 34-28 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Hi, Carson.
What's up, guys?
What you doing?
Just helping out with the local food drive, looking for some more donations. What are you guys up to?
We're helping too. Look what we collected.
Well done. That's the spirit.
That says we're building character.
You guys are characters, all right.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Giving back to the community is one of the guiding principles at First Western Bank.
First Western. You can bank on us.
Dig It Up brings you playoff coverage here on the PSP Network this afternoon. Big thank you to Dig It Up, being a proud supporter of our mission of promoting local athletes on the PSP Network. Again, if you haven't already done so, make sure to do that now. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and follow the PSP Network on all of our social media platforms. PSP Network, our mission is to promote local athletes here in our great state of North Dakota. And this one certainly has been one that we've enjoyed today. 34-28, South Prairie-Max on top of Mohal-Lansford-Sherwood. Johnson back to pass, deep shot, downfield, incomplete. It was intended there for Alexander Thompson.
Good job by the Royals defense there. They're realizing it's an obvious passing situation. Get your 3 or 4 defensive linemen, get a good pass rush there by the 4, drop 5 guys in the coverage and just play everything in front of you. A big third down play here for both sides of both sides. Morlock's coming out here in the slot. Expect him to have a lot of attention looked his way and look for Johnson to look for him.
3rd and 13 from their own territory. Johnson rolling out. Johnson runs his way out of bounds on the play. Does he get enough for the first down? It's going to be close to the marker. Not quite. 4th down and short coming here.
That's a good job by the secondary, by the Royals, so he's not able to kind of make the pass. But when you do that and you spread out wide like that gives running lanes for the quarterback to step up and run. Big 4th down play here. If you're the Royals defense, hold your ground here a little bit. Watch the ball. Make sure you're not moving ahead of time. But you got to step up and make sure you get a stop here.
Johnson from the gun, falling back to pass, downfield. Incomplete. It was out, intended for Bryce Johnson. Coverage was there, and South Prairie is going to get the ball back.
Not a bad play call. Bryce Johnson did have a step on Lane Corkle there. If the pass would have been just a little more on target, that was that had potential to be a big play for Mohal. But a great stand by the defense of the Royals. Now the key is, can the Royals capitalize on this? They've got to be able to get down and get some points on the board. And don't be surprised if it's going to be a heavy dose of Hayden Bowl here on this possession.
Well, you called it. Bowl on the keeper. Same play. Cuts free to the outside. Bowl's down to the 20, 15, 10. All the way down to the 5-yard line as Hayden Bowl barrels his way forward for another Royal first down.
I think we talked about it, or it was made mention in between the breaks. It seems like when the Royals need a big play or need a spark, it's that quarterback trap that they've been so successful on in this game, and so it's going to be something that you're going to continue to see the Royals take advantage of.
11:32 is what remains here in the ball game. Well, there was laundry on the field.
Royals are going to get caught with a block in the back on the run, so it's going to, probably going to still be able to pick up the first down, but it's not going to be first and goal. They're going to be just outside the red zone. Looks like about the 16-yard line they're going to be at, but a good opening run there by the Royals there. But again, it's going to be one of these things. If they need a spark or they need a big play, it's going to be that quarterback counter. Quarterback keep of some kind, and Bull's going to be tasked to kind of get that spark going for the Royals.
11:18 ticks down here in the ball game. 34-28, Royals on top of the Mavericks. South Prairie hands off, cutting free, finding the edge, and some yards after the tackle for Luke Anderson.
That's good hard run there by Anderson. Nice, was able to kind of get a decent chunk of yards, keeps the clock moving. You look down the road. Mavericks have 2 timeouts left. South Prairie-Max has all 3 of theirs. The Royals themselves are not going to be in a whole lot of hurry to really do a whole lot offensively here. They're going to use the clock to their advantage. The big thing here is just tell those guys that are running the ball, just take care of the football, hold on to it. Don't fight too much to get extra yards, and just take care of the ball and take what the defense gives you.
Big time hit there after the run came from Luke Anderson. Short gain on the play. Morlock down. He's in some pain here for MLS.
Was it Morlock or was it
Grady Nett? I do apologize.
Looks like he took a Luke Anderson kind of went over the top, and looks like he kind of took a knee to the helmet there, so he's kind of down on the ground, and you kind of hate to see that kind of thing happen. But with a runner like Luke Anderson, you're going to have to kind of go down and take him down at the legs, because he does such a great job of keeping his feet moving even when he takes that first contact. So it's one of those risks that you take as a football player when you're going down. It's a contact sport, and it's some of those things happen like that. But this is going to be coming off this timeout when play resumes. This is going to be a big third down here for the Royals. It's something that 3rd and 3, and you think to yourself, well, we've been getting 3 or 4 yards of crack when we've been running the ball, but Mohal is going to find a way to kind of stiffen up here defensively. So this is a big third down. Both squads, they want Mavericks are going to want the Royals to kind of have to think a little bit what they want to do if they don't convert this third down. And on the Royals standpoint, they're going to want to make sure they get this first down so they can keep the clock going and keep the momentum.
Injury timeout on the field. Nett is up. He's all right. Good to see that. We'll just keep it right here on the PSP Network. Again, we want to tell you that our friends at Ryan Family Dealerships are proud to support our mission of promoting local athletes. DriveRyan.com. Browse their massive inventory online at DriveRyan.com. 5 locations in between Monmouth and Williston. We also want to thank our good friends at First International Bank and Trust. Founded in 1910. They've been around for a while. You can find them online, FIBT.com. Guess who? Right down Broadway. Quarterback keeper again. And you really have to give a lot of credit to that offensive line for South Prairie and the holes that they've created here in the ballgame today for number 4 in blue. Hayden Bull has really had his way with getting through those gaps.
Those guys up front have done a great job, and for some people that are just seeing this for the first time today, this is something that they've been doing all year, and they've just been and Coach Wiesler has been able to devise a game plan and an offensive scheme that let these guys be successful. They don't have to do too much, just do enough to make sure they get themselves an opportunity to get a block on.
Anderson down near the goal line.
Again, this is going to be crucial here for the Maverick defense. Can they can they keep the Royals out of the end zone is going to be the big thing, because you almost have to think that if the Royals can punch this in and go up 2 scores with the way this game is, going, and the clock being on the ally of the Royals right now, is a 2-score game going to be enough to hold off? But the way this game has got led up to this point, no lead is safe. But 2 scores is you got a little bit of a breathing room. So if the Mavericks do happen to capitalize and take advantage of some things, you have that extra score to be a buffer.
Anderson bounces free into the end zone. Touchdown, South Prairie-Max.
Well, just like we said, Hayden Bowl did some of the heavy lifting to get him down to this point. And if you're going to slam the door, what better way to do it by your junior running back that just runs about just as hard as Hayden Bowl does, if not a little harder. So that was a great way to your defense steps up and gives you a 4th down stand and gives you the ball at almost midfield, and your offense then repays it by going down and punching it in. So this is another, again, 2-point conversion. They're always, anytime you need to convert after a touchdown is always huge.
Bull took it off the ground, round in third, right to home, and it's 42-28. South Prairie on top. Big time play there. Royals have a cushion with 8:44 left in the ball game.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Well, a teeter-totter affair here today in our first half. Mavericks led, then it was tied. Mavericks led again. Mavericks led at 20-12. South Prairie brought it to 20-18. Then the Royals ended up taking a lead at 26-20. Then it was 28-26, and now it's back-to-back scores for South Prairie-Max here in this ball game, and they've got a 42-28 cushion on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. However, it's far from over here south of Minot.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time on this clock, and the Mavericks have shown that they can move the ball down the field. So it's up to the Royals defense again. And this, obviously is not going to help matters kicking the ball out of bounds, but it's up to the Royals defense again to kind of step up and take advantage when they can. But, unfortunate incident there with the ball getting kicked out of bounds gives the Mavericks good field position. But again, you're going to have to realize if you're the Royals defense, the way the Mavericks are going to get back into this ball game is they're going to turn around, they're going to hand the ball off to Mattern, and they're going to try to throw the ball, and then they're going to try to air it out to Morlock in the passing game. So those are the two guys that you're going to have to kind of be mindful of here in this remaining 8 minutes and 44 seconds. And defensively, if you can do that and you can neutralize that and you can gang tackle and take advantage of some things, it's going to be a lot better. But this series right now, especially for the Mavericks, is crucial. But can the Royals defense then kind of step up as well?
From the gun, Johnson works here. 8:44 is what remains in the ball game. Johnson, plenty of time, fires across the middle, complete. Morlock's got it down over the 45-yard line. Big time play again here for the Mavericks.
Yeah, that was a good play by Morlock. Jackson Anderson did a great job. He tried to get Anderson to kind of bite on that first initial fake. Jackson did a great job of not biting on it and then ended up running stride for stride with Morlock, and Johnson just put it right there on Morlock, and there was a little wrestling match for it, going down, but a great concentration there by Morlock, and you can kind of see. I just kind of noticed there during that play. Jackson Anderson, I don't think is playing at 100% right down, but I think he realizes that he's a senior. This potentially could be the last game of the year, so you're going to go out and give everything you got. But he's definitely favoring that one side, that one shoulder a little bit. So we'll see if the Mavericks don't take advantage of that.
44-yard line of South Prairie-Max. Pitch back to Morlock. Lost his footing. Wrangled up, hauled down to the ground. And a nice defensive stop for a loss here from South Prairie, and making the play was Wenger.
Yeah, that was a great job there. You know, that Wenger came up and Mr. Royal himself, Hayden Bowl, coming up and making a play as well on the defensive end too. So a great job by South Prairie, not biting on that fake a little bit and able to string that play along. Pushes the Mavericks back behind the stick, 2nd and long here. So look for the Mavericks to try to get as much back as they can.
Johnson fired across, complete, wide open there. That's Raiden Beck with his first reception here in the ball game. And Beck gained some big-time yards on the play, at least 10. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3 coming down here for MLS, with time becoming a factor in the ball game. 7:08 ticks down to the BNC National Bank scoreboard. And the Mavericks trail by 2 possessions here in round number 2 of the 9-man playoffs in the state of North Dakota. Wide receivers on each side, one in the backfield. Winner of this game goes on to play Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion next week. This ball tossed deep downfield. Incomplete pass intended for Morlock. Coverage was there for Jackson Anderson.
Yeah, good coverage there. Morlock seemed to have a step or half a step on it a little bit, but a great job, great coverage. Even better job by Anderson, not reaching out and trying to grab that and potentially have a pass interference call. But a big 4th down play here for the Royals, for the Mavericks. They want to keep this drive going, but a big 4th down stand here, more for the defense more than the offense.
From the gun, Johnson working here. Crowd coming to volume. Johnson back to pass. Fires it out, it's complete. Again, the target is back, and the sophomore has a 1st down for the Mavericks as the ball is up near the 30-yard line. That's where they're going to spot it, maybe at the 31. Nevertheless, a 1st down as the chains move here for MLS.
Now, big 4th down call there for the Mavericks. Big get here. Big get was able to get the 1st down, move the sticks. The clock's going to be going here on the snap. The big thing here for the Royals, allow them to get the 1st downs. That's great. Get the yards, great. But, force them to use as much clock as they can on this score. That's more of an advantage than anything.
Johnson, corner, incomplete. Tossed out. They tried to go back to back again, and the coverage was there in the secondary.
Yeah, that was good coverage by Wenger, running step for step with them. And again, you're defensively, like I said, you're forcing them to, take some deep shots down the field. Obviously, incomplete passes stop the clock, but yeah, if you're the Royals defense, if you can force the Mavericks to kind of use a lot of this clock just to get this score, and then as long as you can secure an onside kick or the ball and be able to kind of control the ball after this score, you're still sitting pretty good.
Johnson hands off this time. Nowhere to go on the run for Jaron Mattern. Beam was in on the stop and picked up the man, and easy coverage off the line.
Yeah, that was a great job. You've got one thing we probably didn't mention is this Royal squad has 11 seniors on the ball club, and you've got 2 seniors in Tucker Lang and Carl Beam bookending that defensive front, and they both met the running back in the backfield. And so you're going to lean heavily on this last 6 minutes of the game. You're going to lean heavily on these 11 seniors that have been with this program through thick and thin, and they're showing what they can do here in this playoff game.
Johnson again, back to pass, takes a shot. Big defensive stop. The hand came up in the way. Jackson Anderson slammed the door.
Yeah, that was, like I said, if he's not quite at 100%, he's still giving everything he's got. That was a great pass breakup by Anderson, recognizing where they want to go, what they, obviously they're trying to get the ball to Morlock, their playmaker. Great job by Anderson, not coming through the player, but coming around and being able to knock that thing down with the free hand. And it looks like Mohal the Mavericks taking one of their last 2 timeouts to kind of talk things over on this, this big 4th down play.
First International Bank and Trust timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. 42-28. Royals on top. .28, South Prairie-Max on top. What does MLS need to do on this fourth down play here? Obviously, they need the yards, they need the points.
Yeah, I think you're going to look Morlock's way if you're the secondary for the Royals. Get to that 11 mark and just stay there.
Johnson rushed out of the pocket. Needs the first down. He's not going to get it. He's rushed out of bounds over on the far side. Bull was the one that was in on the tackle, pushing him out on the far sideline. South Prairie should be getting the ball back here, correct?
Yes, they should. That fourth down, and I don't know if Johnson didn't know it was fourth down. He almost acted like he didn't realize it was fourth down because he was more than happy to go out of bounds and come up short on that carry. You'd like to think if he realized it's fourth down and potentially the game's on the line, you're going to want to try to get those 11 yards as much as you can. But hey, you've got 5.5 minutes here with the timeout. For if you're the Mavericks, obviously South Prairie, we're just going to run the football and we're going to try to chew up as much time as we can, and you're going to get a heavy dose of Hayden Bull here.
Bull over to the right side, bouncing free. Not for long. He's wrapped up and taken down. Nice defensive stop coming there for MLS.
Yeah, that's great stop there. But again, if you're Hayden Bull, maybe the guys around in the huddle probably want to remind him, get two hands on the ball. Protect that football as much as you can. We're not interested in a 30, 40-yard run. We want to get 3 or 4 yards, and if you start to get, 2, 3 guys on you in the gang tackle, just hang on to that football and go down and keep that clock running, because Mohal is going to keep that last time out of theirs. MLS is going to keep that last time out probably until they absolutely need to use it. So you're going to just have to take care of the football.
Under 5 to play in regulation. Bull hands it off here. This will help the cause. Breaking free, a first down, and then some. Luke Anderson all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good. Again, as much as we talked about Hayden Bull being the man, Luke Anderson is going to have to help out as well. And those two guys for this last 4.5 minutes, those are the two guys that are going to carry these Royals into a playoff victory, the first one in program history. If this continues and the score stays the way it is and the clock continues to run, it's going to be a happy time here at South Prairie after this game is over. But 4 minutes left. It's still plenty of ball game left to play. But you're going to see a lot of run plays here for the Royals.
Bull's got the next one, cuts free. How about the yards gained after the initial touch and tackle there? He's up over the 50 into Maverick territory. Yeah, you touch on that. MLS still with a 2-possession ball game, just under 4 to play. A defensive stop here is mandatory if they want to win this ball game this afternoon. However, they've got the guns to do it. They've had big plays on the day today. This one is not over yet, folks, by any means.
Yeah, if you're the Royals, again, you want to keep running the football. You can see they're staying in the huddle. They're using as much as that 40-second play clock as you can, and they're not going to snap this thing until they absolutely have to.
Flag on the play. It's going to be a false start coming here on South Prairie-Max.
Yeah, that unfortunately is going to that's going to be the one thing that they're going to have to really make sure for this last 3.5 minutes or so, they're going to have to really make sure that they don't succumb to some of these mental mistakes that Coach Weisler was talking about, before the game started. It's stuff like that could potentially be the thing that kind of derails this whole thing. So now instead of second and 4, we're 2nd and 9. You're still no way to panic. Mohal is still with the timeout sitting there, so they're still in pretty good shape, but it's kind of crucial that Royals pick up this first down.
Bull's got it. He'll do just that. He's up over the 45-yard line. before he's wrapped up at the ankles by Morlock. But Bowl again continuing to tear here for South Prairie-Max, and now all of a sudden the sands in the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. They're wearing thin right now for the Mavericks because we're under 3 to play in the ball game.
Yeah, I think you'd like to think eventually the Mohal's going to have to use they're going to have to use this last time out eventually down this stretch here, at least to to stop the clock. Otherwise, South Prairie-Max is going to be more than happy to let this thing run out. So I would be I'd like to think maybe that the Mavericks in the next play or two probably use this last time out.
Ball's handed off again. Cutting free. Anderson up to the ServPro red zone. And Anderson crashes forward. We're down to 2:16 to play in the ball game. And another gigantic first down for South Prairie-Max.
Well, it seems like, and this is probably a testament and probably a statement of all season long. When there's been a big play has needed to be made for the Royals offense, it's either been number 4, the quarterback Hayden Bowl, or number 22, Luke Anderson. One of those two guys have been the guys that have been stepping up, and you're seeing from both of these guys that they've kind of took this second half, and especially when they not only took the 1 touchdown lead, but the the 2-score lead. Those two guys took it upon themselves to be the two that are going to shut the door on this game.
Anderson again on the run. Forward progress there, and we're down to the final 95 seconds to play in regulation, and South Prairie-Max can start to sense the celebration. Means quite a bit for a program like this to get their first ever playoff win, especially at home.
Yeah, I got out here in 2019, and they were just starting their first year of varsity football at that year, and just talking to Coach Wiesler about all the pitfalls and the lumps that they've taken throughout the years, and being at 11-man and playing in that Region 3 with Velva and Bishop Ryan and DLB and taking the lumps that they've had to come out here in the first year of 9-man football, have the success that they've had this year, winning the school's first ever region championship in any sport whatsoever, and then hosting a playoff game and winning their first ever playoff game, and you don't see it here because, of course, all the fans are right in front of the camera, but the fan base that we've had out here in South Prairie has just been phenomenal. From the minute I've gotten out here, that's the one thing I've been really impressed with. It doesn't matter what sport it is, football, obviously our girls basketball team last year, the success they've had, our volleyball teams have had success, and we've just had extreme welcoming fan base, and this is just a testament of the hard work that Coach Wiesler has done, starting this program from scratch, from the ground up, and teaching these guys the ways of football, and now we are, the Royals are showing what all this hard work and all this stuff has meant to these seniors that have played this game, and the fan base is just a wonderful thing, and kudos to Coach Wiesler and his staff for bringing this win home for the Royals.
Final score, 42-28. South Prairie-Max is victorious. Oh, what a big day, without a doubt. Planning Team Financial, Shots Crossroad postgame show comes up next. We'll have our MVP of the game. We'll have our move of the game. We'll have the stat recap and the highlights. The Royals celebrate on their home field with a giant win over the Mohal-Lansford-Sherwood Mavericks, 42-28, the final.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of Finland Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
At Schatz Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak, or can you? Schatz Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Planning Team Financial Advisor, Schatz Crossroads postgame show. What a doozy of a game that was. South Prairie-Max takes down Mohal-Lansford-Sherwood. Final score is 42-28 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Planning Team Financial Advisors and Schatz Crossroads bring you the post game here today. Planning Team Financial, whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, can help you on every step of that journey. It's Planning Team Financial. Find them online, planningteam.com. And we also want to thank our friends at Schatz Crossroads. How about this? Last night I had a banana cream pie delivered to me in the press box after the Biden High game last night. I'm telling you, Schatz Crossroads and that banana cream pie is definitely worth it. Find them on the bypass on the the east side of the Magic City. You can order online as well at shotscrossroads.com. Well, Nick Hulberg, Cory McIver, it's interesting where we're set up here today. I've never been in a situation like this in a classroom, calling a game, looking out the window to see it, watching it on a TV here today. But with all those pieces and all those elements, we knew we were going to be in store for a good game, nevertheless, and we certainly were today. Yeah. That was a heck of a ball game, wasn't it?
That was a fun game, fun first half. Like you said, it was a seesaw battle, a back and forth. We knew it was going to be, it was going to be a game just based off of their previous game when they played in the regular season. It was a back and forth, and it was ultimately it was a late score by the Royals that pushed them over the edge in the regular season. And again, kind of the same thing in the second half. It was the Royals capitalized on a fourth down stand and was able to kind of get that go-ahead touchdown, and then were able to punch one late in to kind of give them a two-score comfort cushion lead there. But yeah, that first half was exciting. It was a lot of back and forth, and there were some big plays by both sides that were able to capitalize on, and some mistakes that both teams kind of made. There were some turnovers here and there. But I think you talked to probably both coaching staffs. It was probably what they were kind of expecting. It was going to, by no means I don't think was going to be a low-scoring affair, because both offenses have weapons all over the place, and so it was something that was really good, and I really was impressed. And I kind of said coming into the second half that whatever defense was able to kind of get those stands when they needed it was probably going to be the team that was going to be victorious. And for the Royals case, it was them that were able to kind of get a couple fourth down stands down there down the stretch in the late third quarter, early fourth, when the Mavericks were making some drives.
Well, it was quite a ball game, full of highlights. We look at them here, brought to you by Ryan Family Dealerships. Browse our massive inventory online, driveryan.com. Scoring recap looks like this. Mohal-Lansford-Sherwood scored first. Johnson to Johnson. 2-point conversion was no good. 6-0. They had the lead after the 1-yard pass. At 3:30 remaining in the first quarter. 19-yard pass from Bold to Anderson. Made it 6-6. Point after was no good. 4:39, MLS took the lead back in the first quarter. 30-yard pass, Johnson to Morlock. 2-point conversion was good. It made it 14-6 Mavericks. South Prairie brought it back within 2 on a 40-yard run from Anderson. 2-point conversion was no good. That was at 2:50 remaining in the first half of football. In the second half, 9:15 remaining in the third quarter. Mavericks made it 20-12 on the 2-point conversion after an 11-yard run for Mattern. South Prairie got back within 2 at 20-18 on a 43-yard run from Bull. Wow, that was a big-time play. Maybe not as big as the pick six just a few moments later, just about 20 seconds later to be exact. It was Wagner that had the pick six. 2-point conversion was good, made it 26-20. Then MLS struck back, 30-yard pass. Johnson to Morlock again, 28-26. And South Prairie-Max was feeling that pressure, but then guess what happened? South Prairie scored again. Anderson on a 2-yard run. He did it back-to-back times in the second half. That made it 34-28, then 42-28. That's all she wrote from South Prairie today. Those are the highlights of the game reset brought to you by our friends at Ryan Family Dealership. Some big defensive plays in this ball game, no doubt about that, here today.
Yeah, that's, you had it probably on both sides. You had some big defensive plays, but we talked about it more on the side of the Royals that the fourth down stands, the pick six, capitalizing on some miscues by the Mavericks, and they were able to kind of capitalize a little bit on those. So kudos to the Royals to picking up a victory and on to the next round, a trip to Lemoore for a matchup of two number one, the region champions of their respective regions. So it's going to be based on the score that we saw from the Larimore-Hankinson game, Royals got their hands full with Lemoore, but they've shown that they can compete with teams, and so that's going to be an exciting matchup going into next week. Well,
the quarterfinals are now set, or they will be at least by the end of tonight. We'll have the updated graphic for you on our social media platforms. South Prairie-Max off to Lemoore. That will be, like you said, I think that's probably a pretty tall task. South Prairie's got some weapons, though, that can maybe get it done down there. That would be a big upset without question. However, it should be a ball game that will be a good one. We'll keep our eyes on that matchup next week. We'll also release on Monday, where we'll be for our playoff coverage coming your way on the PSP network. A couple more orders of business here today. First of which is our move of the game. Move of the game brought to you by our friends at ServPro, 24/7 emergency service, trained technicians, and advanced technology. Pick six.
Yeah, I think I said after the pick six there by Caleb Wanger and after the score, I think I made the comment that if the Royals go on to be victorious in this game, we can probably take a look at this being the move of the game, or the spark that would give the Royals the opportunity for a win. So a great job there, and like I said, Caleb Wanger, probably one of the lesser known names on this Royals squad, but he doesn't really stand out as being one of the guys that really focuses as far as the offense and stuff. But the interception there, the pick six, and then two pass breakups. I think even the series before that, two really big pass breakups that would have extended the drive for Mohal. So, for a kid like him to step up and be the guy, be the focal point, that's exciting for him. So it's good to see that.
Congratulations on the move of the game award here tonight. Final order of business, our MVP of the contest. I don't know, how do you go any other direction than the young man that quarterbacked the Royals here today? This is one of his biggest plays and one of his biggest plays of the year, as he takes it all the way to the house from 53 yards out. He surpassed 1,000 yards in the ball game today. Congratulations, Hayden Bull, the quarterback for South Prairie, our MVP of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Yeah, you talk about a kid that exemplifies what it's like to be a Royal and to be a part of a program like that. It's Hayden Bull. He's a good kid. I remember having him in class in junior high and actually coaching him in junior high football. He's a hard-nosed kid. He's a good kid. He does things the right way. He's just one of those guys that just galvanizes a team by his not only his play on the field, but what he's like in the classroom and what he's like in the hallways. He's just one of those kids that you just love being around, and you just wish you had so many more like him. But it was his game, and it was his opportunity to put his team on his back and say, hey, if we're going to move on and continue our season, it's going to be me that's going to do it. So congratulations to him for getting that award.
Hayden Bull, our MVP of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips. You can find them in Minot and Bismarck. I've got the app. It's quick, it's convenient. You sign it online. They do a fantastic job at Sport Clips where you can get the MVP haircut experience. Closing thoughts from you, partner, here in this ball game today.
Well, like I said, going into the game, we knew it was going to be an exciting one. Our fan base was going to be really excited for it. We talked during the week, and the atmosphere around school has just been kind of electric. It's been exciting. Whenever you have the first of something, it's always special. And so these guys have, like I said, these guys have been through some thin times, and so for them to come out and have success during the regular season and now having their first ever playoff win, it's really something special. And I hope they can look back on this when this season, whenever it decides to be over, they can look back and look at all the accomplishments they have and the things that they were able to do and show these younger guys what it's like to be a Royals football player. I think we're in an area right now in our school and in our community that we're having success across the board, and not just in athletics, but we had some kids down at the National FFA convention that scored third in the nation in some of the events, and so in our music and drama and things like that, and then our trap shooting is always one too. So we just have some well-rounded kids that like to be involved in a lot of things, and we're seeing a lot of success in all these activities that these kids are having. So congratulations to these Royals players, congratulations to the coaching staff. Here's to another week of practice and one more game next Saturday.
Yeah, well, job well done to everybody involved today. Job well done to you, partner. Thanks for your time here today at South Prairie High School. Victorious day for the Royals over Mohal-Lansford-Sherwood. Big thanks to everybody here at South Prairie for the welcoming that we get on the PSP Network. What a day it was. What a ball game it was. Big thank you to all those sponsors, including Dig It Up, for bringing you playoff coverage here on the PSP Network. Frankly, without those sponsors, we just wouldn't be here. And as always, the biggest thank you going out to our military veterans and military active service personnel, wherever you may be. God bless all of our servicemen and women. God bless our veterans. God bless America. For my partner, Cory McIver, I'm Nick Hulberg, signing off from here at South Prairie. It was a busy week on the PSP Network, 7 football games in the last 2 days. It's time to go home and eat some of that banana cream pie from Schatz Crossroads, I think, is probably on the docket. We'll have the release of where we're going next week for playoff coverage. Find that on our social media platforms. Thanks for joining us here today. Signing off from South Prairie for the final time, the final score, 42-28, Royals over the Mavericks. Have a great weekend, and God bless.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak, or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.